We should.
I love your technical wizardry.
Let's see.
There it is. Okay, it's live. Hello.
Hello. Alrighty, so we're rolling for recap, and it was 13. So Thomas, please roll the dice. Everybody else has already rolled.
Alrighty. That is. Oh my god. It's a 3 on the dice.
No, it's Lily today.
Cool. I'm not doing it next time.
Yeah, from now on we can do it on a rota basis, mayhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right. Oh god, as usual, very dense. Very good job, Aelin.
Stunning.
I was very tired, therefore they were very, very dense.
Essentially, the first scene that we had for last session was roll me trying to get Neff away from the Messiah as quickly as possible. He shipped Neff back to the city of Brass with papers and everything. Neff sent a letter to Osha just letting her know that she died, but she's fine now. It's fine. We returned to Strelleras's mansion. Ruby has left us. Loran has taken on the mantle of team captain. Oh, hey, George. Hope you're doing okay. Where was I? Ugh. Sorry, I'm so tired to read these.
It's okay. If anybody else wants to assist, do a recap assist.
There's just a lot of little details that I'm trying to decide are important or not. Basically, they've decided to rest and it's safe in Strelleras's mansion. Brian and Loran head upstairs to where Strelleras is resting. Strelleras is in dragon form, and Brian is very excited about this and thinks that Strelleras has magnificent teeth. Strelleras and Brian bond over the enjoyment of making collages. There are craft supplies in the basement, so Brian decides he will make a collage, whilst Loran is more interested in learning a magic spell from Strelleras. Meanwhile, with Slya, Bluey, Cass, and Saraza, Cass is in the corner being sad. Slya is leaning on Saraza and looks pretty sad. They talk about hard choices and decision making. And Slya asks if Saraza would do anything for Neff and giving her a chance for a future, and he says yes, because he's lived a good long life already and knows that if anything would happen to him, that the people he's leaving behind have a chance to know him and have seen him for who he was. Slya says that he's going to make a good godparent. Slya starts crying during this conversation and asks if Saraza will be able to protect Slya's family if anything happens to Slya. Saraza takes this pretty hard. He says yes, but then he gets up and says he needs a moment and leaves the room. Cass steps up to address Slya and says that she doesn't know about the deal with the deities, but she would hope that the deities wouldn't ask Slya to do anything as heavy as Slya thinks they're going to, and they're going to try and find a way so that Slya doesn't have to sacrifice herself. They have a cuddle and it's very cute. Slya also gives Brian a hug when he comes down to get his crafting supplies. Bluey is also feeling very emotional but is struggling with how to express it. As Brian goes to get his craft supplies, this is a whole arc in itself. He finds Saraza wiping his eyes and looking pretty bummed out. They have a little chat, and oh my god, they say so much to each other. I should know this. This was my scene. Nice work. Saraza thinks that everyone expects him to be something, and sometimes Saraza just wants to go off and live a quiet life and see his friends again in the afterlife. Yeah, that's pretty dark. Brian says he understands, and he thinks he knows how Saraza feels. But none of them can run away from it, and they know that they have a lot to protect now, not in the afterlife, in the current life that they are living alive. They both agree that they're going to just take every day that they're alive and be happy for the small things that make them smile. Brian invites Saraza to come craft with him. We know how well that goes. Oh god. I might need some help with the Neff sections because these are so long. Neff gets to the beginning of the city in the queue, and of course, Neff is sus and gets pulled aside with some E-Freak guards and has some friendship drama.
Maybe we can read the Neff sections in Neff's own words. That could be a good way to share the load a bit.
Sorry, I can get through.
Cool.
Until... Okay, hold on. So then we cut back to Brian and Sarah's in the room with Strelaras, Loran practicing his magic. Brian starts making a nude collage of Loran. It is a masterpiece.
It is.
Sarah's does not agree. Sarah's starts making a stained glass window, but accidentally drops it. Rip. We cut downstairs and Bluey is fidgeting with darts and Casson decides to play a game with her. Oh, Bluey accidentally hits herself in the head with a dart. Also rip. Everyone's kind of just having
Every other dart
R&R.
was perfect though.
Yes, but the only thing written in the doc is that Bluey hit herself in the head. So negativity stands out, you know. We cut back to Neff, Jerry, and Spearborn the Ifrit as they are resolving their issues. So Neff decides to leave them. I think I can summarize this. As she's walking away, she sees another version of herself, and she's like, what? That's a bit weird. And instinctively banishes the other Neff, who is in fact Ballista. That was great.
Yeah.
The guards are really sus as Neff says that there's another version of her and someone's using her face. The banishment only lasts a minute, and the guard is really sus, so Neff continues to ask for help until they get so sus that they say they're going to take her to jail.
Right to jail.
Right to jail. Ballista pops back into reality and starts stalking them along the way. Back in Strelaras' mansion. This was really just a reality TV show episode. Loran thinks he's got a handle on Strelaras' mansion spell, and he loves Brian's collage. Very important detail. Loran mentions to Brian that he wants to talk to him later that night, and Strelaras mentions that the contract will be arriving soon. Brian offers to make Strelaras some tea. So Brian gets a bathtub and begins making tea in the bathtub because Strelaras is a dragon and therefore needs a big mug of tea.
That's true.
Did the collage get Loran in the mood? I can't answer that question.
Yeah, neither can I. I'm legally not allowed to. My lawyers are looking at me from the other side of the room and what's that? Oh, yeah, no, I'm not allowed.
Not allowed to.
Not allowed.
Okay. There is a knock on the door of the mansion whilst everyone except Brian and Loran are there. The contracts have arrived. As they close the door, they see Neff, who they assume to be Ballista, being escorted by an Ifrit guard, and Bluey brings attention to this. She also brings up that Ballista looks shorter than she did before, which is a bit weird. So Sarah's makes his way to the door, and he's like, this isn't right. Slya does a sending to the unknown Neff, who is the real Neff, and Neff answers, well, yeah, it's me. Slya double face palms, and they know what's going on. Basically, there's a fight with the Ifrit, and it's really dramatic. It's dramatic. We win. It's great. We managed to get Neff back, and everyone is relieved that Neff is back, giving her big hugs and saying that even though we knew she was back, we didn't know that she was coming so soon because Rolmy failed to. Well, no, Rolmy did notify us. Loran failed to pass on the message. Loran's priorities. They all get back inside the mansion and they're safe. Cass is very happy that Neff is back, especially, and apologizes for letting Neff die, but that's not how Neff sees it, and she thanks Cass for saving Bluey. The first thing Neff says when she comes inside and doesn't see Brian and Loran is, are they having sex again?
Oh no.
Bluey explains that Loran is in fact doing some very important spellcasting.
Yep.
However, hearing Neff's comment, Loran kicks the door down and he and Brian poke their head out to see what's going on. Neff greets them and Brian asks how his dad is. And Neff says that Rolmy is hilarious. Cool. This is all small details. Ballista is there as well. Whoops, forgot to mention that. Pulls Neff aside and sucker punches her for banishing her. Yeah, it was kind of rude. We all kind of introduced ourselves to Ballista, as Ballista now knows that we are shit crazy. Sarah's crazy. Yeah. Crazy. Oh my god. You know what? I'm going to just chuck you random details as I go. Sarah's offers to make a new pair of horns using paper mache. It's very wholesome. Brian asks if we're going to hunker down for the night, and Cass suggests we should rest before dealing with the contracts in the morning. Brian goes and gives Neff a hug and says that if she ever talks about his and Loran's sex life again in public, he will boil her like a lobster. He then pats her on the back and leaves. Sarasa invites anyone else down to the basement who wants to come craft with him. Ballista, what's Ballista doing? Ballista settles in and just says she's going to sit with us. And her real name isn't Ballista, that's her surname. Her first name is Freya, which might be an interesting point for Cass. She also reveals that the kids that we wanted to save are safe on the ship, and the Moss ruse worked, just as Brian said it would. I don't know why no one had faith in this.
I had
Upstairs with Brian and Loran, the tea is done, and Loran has a chat with Brian. He has a thought, and he doesn't want to surrender his whole life to the quest. They have some D&M, and Loran basically reveals that if Brian is ready, he is ready to have a child. And he has been learning the mansion spell, so they will be able to have a child and keep them safe within that interdimensional space.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Brian is like, yes, sounds good. Let's go. They
Right
run outside. Right now. They run outside, passing Cass, Slya, and sleeping Ballista, only letting Slya know that they will be back in the morning. They then dash outside and wild shape past some more Ifrit guard, who at this point are just done with us and want nothing to do with this general area, and I think they vacate. Loran opens the door to a new mansion. Brian transforms back, and they go and make a child. No details. Back in Cerellaras's mansion.
You have to read the fic for that one.
Back in Cerellaras's mansion, no one except people who saw them leave noticed that Brian and Loran are gone. They are instead attempting to make a craft set of horns for Neff. Okay, this is the part where I might struggle because this is a very thick paragraph. Bluey comes up with the idea for Neff to put her tiefling disguise back on using craft, essentially. Sarasa discussed the fact that Neff has a small fortune ready for her, but he doesn't feel that she is mature enough to handle that yet. Oh my god. Neff is just really happy to be back with everyone and apologizes for kind of leaving. Yes. Sarasa and Bluey say that they're very happy for her to be back. And Neff says that we might laugh about it in the future, her dying, and Sarasa and Bluey don't agree with this.
A strong statement. Very strong statement.
At some point during this conversation, Neff notices that Sarasa is wounded and ends up seeing the contract on his back. Neff is not very happy about this and apologizes, but Sarasa says there's nothing she could have done, and he's just glad that she didn't have to sign it. She says that she will make him a tea to help numb the pain, but Sarasa thinks he's had enough tea for the day. Neff doesn't get the cue and offers to make some spicy ice cream.
Oh no.
They bond. It's very cute. Neff also signs Saras's bandaged back with a smiley face saying Neff was here. They realize they're kind of tired after this, finish up their crafts, and head upstairs to bunk. Neff also casts Cure Wounds on herself to heal from the wounds that the Ifrit guard sustained on her. Slya finishes remaking Neff's blanket and wraps it around her shoulders as she gives her a hug. There's tears and hugs, and it's very cute. They all start going up for bed, and Sarasa notices that Brian and Loran are not there. Slya says that she'll tell them in the morning. Sarasa decides not to ask any more questions. They all start going up to their own separate rooms, and Ballista grabs Cass and says that it's time for unspeakable things. Sorry, George, you missed that too. Neff, Bluey, Slya, and Sarasa share a room, and everyone gets a full night's sleep. During the night, we hear Cerellarras flying above the castle. It's good. Ballista is an early riser, and Cass is a bit groggy in the morning. Like, she hasn't gotten a lot of sleep. That was a great detail. Neff has new horns crafted.
I'm just going to retcon that they didn't come down, because otherwise not having George in the session is going to get a little bit difficult. So just retcon that
they didn't
there
come out.
unspeakable things are still happening.
Great.
That was
definitely needed that addition. Sarasa is in fresh bandages when he comes down, and Cerellarras is back in human form. Sarasa then notices that Brian and Loran are not back and is now concerned. In the mansion across the street, Brian wakes up feeling cold and feeling a sense of loss and defeat, but that there's something else there now, a warmth, and he knows that he and Loran succeeded in making baby. Brian covers the door to the baby room with sunflowers and aloe, and then they rush back to the mansion to greet everybody. Sarazo is like, what were you doing? Why didn't you tell me what is going on? And Brian announces that they are having a child. Neff is very surprised. Slya is beaming and begins crying. Neff wants to know how the process works. It takes 9 months, Neff. It's, babies. Sarazo, meanwhile, has gone very quiet and still. He then comes up to Loran and gives him a big hug. He whispers something that we don't get to hear and pats him on the back and then hugs Brian, grumbling about not letting him know that they left. Brian looks over at Slya over Sarazo's shoulder and asks her to be the godparent to their first child. And I would like to also note that he would have asked Cass as well, but since Cass wasn't there, I just skipped over that moment. Slya then approaches Loran and Brian and falls to her knees. She is very emotional and says that she loves them both and they deserve all the happiness in the world. Loran falls to his knees as well, and he and Brian both hug Slya. Brian tells Sarazo that he will get the next child as a godparent. There you go.
Yay!
Also, just to clarify, Slya was saying yes, and like forehead touches are something that are just like something that is very like deeply personal to her, which is why she brought their hands to her forehead.
That's cool.
Wow.
Thank you for that additional information.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, so.
And Showan has 2 godmoms.
All right, so you guys can now take in the full extent of her reactions from that revelation. So you guys are standing around Slya, Ulster, Loran. Sarazo would have joined by this point, just kind of like hugging each other on the floor. Neff, Louis, would you like to join the pile?
I will join the pile. Oh, ow, my finger.
In a way that doesn't injure everybody, because
I was going to say Louis
a lot of people there.
But of course. Okay, so you guys initiate the largest of group hugs.
Initiate pile.
You guys initiate the
where
largest.
Cass is.
Well, you hear a door click at the top of the stairs, and you see Ballista walking down, and she says, what is happening? Oh well. You hear Ballista kind of, what is happening? I think I need insider information to get this one sorted. Cass, help. And plot twist, we found some deviousness here.
Hey.
Oh my god!
Cass in the flesh.
It was
I'm glad for deviousness. I felt well enough for deviousness, so
devious.
I loved it.
Devious person.
I love that title, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm still wearing some nice anti-sickness bands, and Mum's like, "Are you well enough?" And I was like, "Well, if this sets me back, at least we know what sets me back." So I'm playing today. So she was like, "Okay, go away."
Oh yeah.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a shitter, but I haven't thrown up for 2 days. So
Nice.
and the headache is basically completely gone. So I'm hoping that it stays like that. So, but yeah, no, all my scans came back with not showing anything. So they were like, it's just a really bad thing that we can't identify. And I was like, okay, thanks. But it's improved now. But anyway, we'll get into the narrative. What? So Freya, did you say?
Yes, that's my name.
I did say that in character. I said.
Oh, okay. There was a grogginess to it that I wasn't certain if you were acting out being.
No, that's me. Oh, Freya, like you did so many unspeakable things. It's almost like I haven't been here. What's going on?
Do not speak of them.
Plot twist, they just played cards all night.
Yeah. That one card game where you can't say what the rules are.
I wasn't even there to play this, but I'm like, yeah, if that's what you want to think, Mills.
Yes.
Hey, Brian made a baby.
A bit of baby. Yeah, which Cass is like, wait, what's going on?
Cass, you see your friends all huddled at the bottom of the stairs. Loran looks up and says, well, we're going to be dads. Isn't that wonderful?
Okay, I've never done this in game, but like every character can dash, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Cass
You want to dash?
and it's just like
Yes.
absolutely like crushes. She's got little arms, so she's going to crush in a hug as many people as she can. But it's probably
Yeah.
going to be.
I think that what's fun is Bluey and Neff were both very careful not to injure anyone in the pile, just kind of like, you know, delicately join the hug. I think you just like slam.
Yes, that is. I'm not even going to like. I listened and I know that you guys were all gentle. Cass is not. She is so happy.
There is an explosion of DC as you guys all impact. And you have this moment. If there's anything you want to say to each other.
I love you guys.
Cass is just like. I think Cass is just crying.
Neff. Thank you very much for saying that.
Cass, do you want to be godmother number 2?
Cass, like, kind of. I'm trying to think of how she would react. She like, what? Me?
Yes.
God, she's even tighter, and it's just like, I'm gonna love the baby so damn much.
There. It's okay. Ryan's like, this is how you comfort people.
Lauren says, you're
I
doing
think at
very
this
well.
point, Cass is kind of like, I think because also she is a dwarf, she's kind of like nestling herself down so that she can actually hug Brian because she's the last one in the pile, so she's probably hugging Bluey and
She's
Nat.
like burrowing.
She's burrowing into the crack.
Yeah. Blue can go like that a bit to like let her through.
So we've got just 2 little legs just kind of like wiggling at the top of the pile.
Yeah, I think that's entirely accurate. And Cass is just like trying to like absolutely hug Brian and Loran.
What? I'll accept your hug. Oh my god, you're already here. Oh god, how did you get in? Oh no! Loran is just crushed beneath your weight.
And I'd like it known that this is the first time since Neff has died that Cass has actually been anything. Like the first time she's not sad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna squeeze Cass
not
particularly
sad
hard.
anymore. She's like super happy.
Yeah. Which is funny because as you feel that emotion, Cass, as you feel that happiness overwhelming you, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
What?
Ooh.
Cass disappears.
Oh damn. Part of me wanted to fail this, but I've got a good roll and mad wisdom saving throws. So that is 23.
Okay. You feel your mind is splitting in 2 just for a split second. There's just like a stab of pain. And then it's gone. Maybe it's a lingering sickness or injury you didn't know you had, but there was definitely something there.
Cass is just like, I'm pretty sure I'm just tired, but like is still like hugging, and just very happy.
Good. Loran eventually extracts himself and is just like, right, so I know you're all very happy for us, but there's someone who's going to be even more happy for us, and I think we all know who that is. He looks at Ulster with a big grin.
Should we tell Rita first? I think it's good to just, work up to
Rita first. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you want me to pass on to him?
Hi.
Hi. Hey.
How will that work? I don't really say hey, though.
Hey, roll me.
I will say hi. No.
Hey, Adora.
Hey, Adora. Oh my god.
No, we cannot link those two with what Cass. I want it known, Cass feels no attraction to Romy. That would,
Don't think Romy feels attraction to anyone.
that would be very strange.
Remember that time we thought Sarah was in love with Romy? That was great.
Yeah. That was a theory.
It's an old theory.
What?
Yeah.
It's a really old theory.
Ooh,
That's
interesting.
just a theory.
Sarah's in love with Romy.
Do you have like rare pairs?
Why is
and,
that
like,
shit?
first pairs?
Why is it a
The worst
ship?
ship?
Because they're both really awkward.
It's a
And
ship.
it's funny.
It's a ship. It's a
It
ship.
is a ship.
It's
That
like
one I
Brian, but with more daddy issues.
That one I could get behind. I couldn't get behind Cass and Romy. No.
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 Ah! Okay, cool. I've screamed enough in this game already.
Cass is too sexy for Romy. Romy's very ace. He's like,
Alrighty. So, lads, Loran says, I will send a message to my mother then. Righty ho. I'm just getting in the zone. You see, my mind is a bit all over the place at the moment. Should I say it out loud? Do I usually say it out loud? I've kind of forgotten what I
usually
did.
announce it very loudly.
Yes, there we go. I'm ready. Hello, mother dearest. I come bearing the most wonderful news. You are going to be a grandmother. Isn't that great? Pass the message on to Dad. You should be very happy for us. That's it. It was quite normal.
Also, I like the fact that they're all still in the group hug at this. So when Loran says grandmother, he feels Cass's arms just like squeeze him a bit tighter again.
Very nice. I see you're very excited for us as well. Don't worry, there's going to be plenty to go around. I am losing my mind.
Lost mine a while ago.
True.
Sorry.
Well, oh. Okay. She doesn't like being called grandmother at all. I've just received the message. But she made some inhuman noises, which I think were very positive, and you know, just a lot of exclamations and congratulations and so on and so on. But oh, I can never call her grandmother again. Oh no.
Cass mentally takes note and is going to call her grandmother as soon as she sees her.
Oh. Loran looks at you and just kind of like nods as if like, yes. Mm-hmm.
What's a good alternative to grandmother?
Zarina.
She could tell you.
Children can't. Well, we can figure this out.
We can start a
We'll see how
trend.
cerebral the child is. Serena might be a bit of a leap.
What about Zaza?
Zaza. It's cute.
There's also Rena.
Riri.
Nana. Nana is quite fun. But that's also like grandmother. Oh well. We can have fun with it.
Actually, no, we will let the child decide because in this case, the child has authority.
Yes. He's an heir to a country,
It's very true.
potentially.
Speaking of, we should inform my father that the lineage has extended.
Well, what do you want to say?
That's my job, isn't it? Hello, Father. We are pleased to inform you that we are expecting a child. Sincerely. Forster.
So formal. Cass like that.
That's just how we talk to each other.
Dearest,
Also, the kind of person that signs his text. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought that was
I'm
a
just gonna put
dramatic
the aircon
pause.
on.
yeah. At first, yeah.
Don't let this restart without me. I'm gonna put the aircon on.
That's not how aircon sounds.
But yes, hello everyone.
Hello.
So glad to
back.
see you.
It's really nice to be back.
It's good to have you.
Hello.
She coming back?
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's put an aircon on.
Wow. I'm sorry for the technical issues.
They're not your fault.
Okay, I'm gonna save Loran actually doing the sending until I've got video again because
It
this
needs
is the
video.
stuff. I feel like
The rat
needs-
always needs video.
it needs full attention. Righty-ho.
Loran won't FaceTime unless he has signal to have the camera on.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And what's it? And a tripod to put his camera on.
And ring light.
Ring
A
light.
little bit of highlighter.
A little bit of highlighter.
He's got to look
Loran.
good.
Okay, Loran's a fashion student.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I was saying Loran's a fashion student, right? So I think that he has the whole thing of like making skirts, unisex skirts.
Yes.
Oh
which him and
yeah.
Ulster wear. That's just what I think. I think he could be cool. Anyway,
But, I mean,
Ulster and
you,
Thomas can
you
wear
and
them.
Loran are, so you can. So that it is now. It is decided. It is. That's very loud.
Oh yeah, Emma and Loran are tight.
oh yeah, we know. We chat behind the scenes. Not about you guys. No, none at all.
My goodness.
I'm joking. We don't talk about you
Unless-
guys. No, we talk about other people.
For a brief moment, my brain said
So,
Emma and Loran talk about people together. I'm just like, that thought does not make sense. Please just put that away.
yeah. Righty. So, I'm just jotting my figure to sign. Okay, so I think I remember most of your message, but Loran is going to embellish it anyway. So, dearest father, that's a good start, right? Oh shit, I'm using my words. The bloodline shall continue with our new son. You have an extra heir. Woo! We'll need a parade and a carriage. And more rooms. Lots of love. Loran. And Ulster. I improvised. Did you enjoy it?
I'm sure he'll love it.
Hang on, I'm just waiting because I can't hear anything, but I feel like there's a connection, as if there's like a... Oh, he's wheezing. I see. It's one long... I don't know how long this will carry on, because I don't know if it technically counts as a word. It's just one long... A bit more guttural now. Kind of like a noise, if you can imagine that in your mind, just extended. Oh, it stopped. But it was quite abrupt, so he might have passed out.
Try again later.
Okay.
Yeah, we can send him the same message multiple times just to really hammer home the truth of what's happened.
Maybe we should try my mother later.
She might be more receptive.
Mm.
No. So, unless there's anybody else you want to tell right away.
Well, I assumed my father would tell my mother, but if he's passed out, then that's unfortunate.
Yeah, she can wait.
Do you think somebody should check on him?
Maybe
What are you
message my
suggesting?
mother and add check on father.
Hey, is he right? Yeah.
Okay.
Might need a resuscitation. Those lions. He
Or
is
if-
human. He's very fragile.
That's true. Neff, actually, you were around him for an extended period of time very recently. Was there anything he was like, anything that could have caused, underlying health conditions, stress, more than, just us telling him we had a child?
No, I think he's pretty resilient.
Oh, yeah,
Message my mother right now.
Okay. I was going to base my actions based on whether Neff thought it was good. Okay, we definitely need to speak to your mother. Your Majesty, You may need to check on your husband. He's received some shocking news, and you are about to receive some too. Please sit down and do not hold your breath. We're having a child. See you. Loran and Ulster. A bit more concise.
Yeah.
Oh. More promising reaction this time. Less of a wheeze and more of a spluttering cough.
They're not very
Yes, she
pleased.
was drinking a beverage. Okay. Yes. No, she's very happy for us. Yep, she is going to go and check on Roll Me Now. There are some guards carrying him away. Good. Okay, there you are.
He's very fragile.
He is very fragile. Humans, R.I.P. You're very lucky you didn't get turned into a human, Neff. They only live like 10 years.
Well, that would have been
Pretty sure
unfortunate.
it's not just 10 years, right? I'm pretty sure it's at least 20.
How long do halflings
Oh,
live?
of course, 20.
This is not Cass asking. This is Georgia.
I think we're around
What
about the
did
same
you say?
time.
How long do halflings live for?
Yeah, they
How
live
long do they last?
long
do
Was
they
it
last?
expiry date?
I go off in 4
longer
months.
than,
Quite a while.
My
yeah,
best
it's
before
longer than tieflings, I think. Well, but not
Slay-
Say again, sorry?
in terms of
Just
like the
roughly.
D&D Wizards of the Coast world, tieflings live the same amount of time as humans, and then halflings a little longer. But in this world, we've kind of established that tieflings get a little bit of a longer life, but halflings still are longer.
Okay.
Ooh.
How long do tieflings get?
Slaya's just gonna kind of nudge
Just over 100 years.
Loran and just be like, don't tell her any more like false medical facts. There's already enough.
Her head's already full of too many of them.
How did she get her medical license?
I think she might have written it herself.
Lots
We
with
had
it
pepper
first,
and bone teeth.
And everyone still
Yeah.
believes her.
Point
the
to one of your
University of
femurs.
I'm not really much of a pet person.
Okay. That's very worrying. No one ever go to Neff for healing again.
Slayer, I'm so grateful for you.
Mm.
Neff, I'm grateful for you in a different way, just not a medical way.
Oh, thanks. Wait.
Sarazo
Put
just
a
kind of
hand
like
on her
wheezes
shoulder.
from underneath the pile and says, "Can I please be released from the hug?
Oh, yes,
Just because
yeah.
I'm having trouble breathing, my back is a little bit
Sorry,
sore."
Yes.
Oh,
Just like fan some air it in. Just
thank you.
get the fan out.
Have you noticed anything? Anything new? Any shimmies his hands over at Neff a little. It's
You did slightly better with your craft this time.
I tried. I thought it went fairly
I have
well.
horns again.
I've left your piece
Wait a minute,
in
hold
the
on.
basement.
These aren't
Oh, it
femurs,
should
are
be
they?
dried by now.
Okay.
Yes, Neff. That's where your femurs go.
I
Brian
don't
goes
think.
to get his collage.
Yeah. I've learned from Roll Me that I think that's probably sarcasm.
No, Neff,
No,
I'm
I
never
think he was
funny.
being
Brian calls.
Neff, I
Yeah.
think that Rolmy truly does appreciate you.
Oh. That also sounds like sarcasm.
No, I think he does.
Does he actually?
Yeah, I think so. There's something about you, Neff, that truly you have a way of calming any atmosphere and drawing people in. You
I've never told
create-
I've been calming before. That's a new one.
No, not in like a, not always in a positive way, but in a
Oh.
way that the things that you do create chaos in balance with chaos, and I think that that's just wonderful. And Rolmy surely does too.
I think I should probably
Robbie and Neff
apologize
is
to.
like Ratu and Rama.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone here sing Korra.
They should belong together. You know, one shouldn't defeat the other. You know, just
One can never
they
defeat
should
the other.
always.
Will always be balance.
Even though that literally happened in the show, which is just like it's a shit. Anyway.
Anyway, so Neff, like I said, I think
Uh-huh.
Rolmy really likes you. everything you think you know, throw that out the window and just trust your instincts.
I don't think I should go
Unless
doing
they're
that.
wrong, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. My instincts have been wrong in the past.
Mm. Well, use your
Okay, all
instincts
your
to determine which
instincts
ones
are
are wrong.
That seems kind of contradictory.
Hmm. Is it though?
Carl Popper might have something to say about this mess.
Oh no.
Kyle Popper, a recurring character since episode 100. I like it.
Oh, what if we make Carl Popper? Don't do that, Emma. Don't do that.
You know what's fun is this is definitely something I have no idea about. I have no idea who this is. Carl.
He's a fairly
Poppins.
famous philosopher.
The only Carl I
Philosopher
know
of
is
science.
Marx, baby.
Oh yeah.
The rich. That's all. Anyway,
I'll come back
Loran-
with my collage at this point.
yeah, I was gonna say Loran leans into your ear and says, "I'm completely fucking with you." Yes, no, Romy does not. No, he gives you a pat.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Romy likes anyone.
No, I think he's coming around on you.
He seemed pretty jovial when I was around. I could always feel him beaming
yeah.
after I had left the room. It must have been the positive
He
impact.
doesn't beam. I haven't seen him smile in 27 years properly.
I think you could do the opposite of a beam, like a blight.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's just always unhappy. That might be my fault.
Well, maybe
No.
a baby will change that.
He didn't like me when I was a baby, but we can see. This time we're there to protect the baby.
Hmm.
So what?
Guiding hands,
Mm,
and plenty of them.
mm.
Besides-
you got the magic hand too. So 5th hand, and then I mean all our hands too. I mean those are probably better hands because they can carry more. But
He won't touch the baby. He didn't give me a hug until this year.
Mm.
So I think the baby's fine.
Yes. I'm gonna take my jump.
the instance of hugs are increasing, as far as you
True.
can tell from this.
I don't think he likes being touched.
Crunching from his microphone.
I'm sorry.
It's real crunch. Sorry.
You didn't hug him, Neff, did you?
Oh, I sure tried.
Hmm.
You didn't succeed, though.
He's too quick.
Yeah, Smith.
Slippery.
Still got it.
He's quite
Okay,
agile when it comes to that sort of
Hi
thing.
everybody, my name's Loran and I have a fun game. And I don't know
Hi,
what
Loran.
you think about this, but I think it's very good. And also, I think it would just be a neat thing to try to take our minds off of literal hell. Who's going to be the first to sneak a hug from Rolmy?
You know what? I think I would rather discuss hell.
I think I could get a hug from Rolmy.
Oh, yes, yes.
For any of you.
Are you gonna blackmail him into hugging you?
Accurate.
No, I'm going to show him my true colours as his new son.
I think we need to check the laws of the country to see if a prince consort can be thrown in jail.
Check those first, just in case I need to prepare any lock picking spells.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, they just ice it up. You don't need to lock it. You just won't be able to get out.
how
Just
does
be very
fire
cold.
work on those?
It's magical ice. I melted
Like
it once,
magical
but it's
fire.
very, very cold.
Like magical fire. I reckon I could do it. I cannot be unconvinced. This is a great idea. I'm going to get a hug from my father-in-law.
I think you can do it, Loren. I believe in you.
Yes.
I reckon I could
succeed though
hug
you failed.
roll me, but I don't think it would be a reciprocated hug. It would be like a stealth mission / some teleportation for a sneak attack hug.
If you can get a consensual hug from him, then I'll be impressed.
Yes. I think sneak
Casting
attack would not feel as rewarding as him saying with open arms, my son-in-law, the future of our kingdom, the husband of my son. Give me a hug.
Oh my gosh, something just dawned. Just literally something dawns across Slia's face, and yeah, Loran, I think you could do it.
What do you mean?
You are curious. Tell me more.
Well, I mean, you would probably get thrown in jail, but it would probably be about the same as, asking Bluey to walk off the table and the floor is lava. Or,
Oh.
yeah.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Brian just looks like horrified. He's like, don't cast magic on him. He will. I don't want to know.
I think he might end up a lot worse than just in jail if he tries that.
He's very sensitive to that.
Okay. This is a time where we can have a fun cultural exchange. So, hi.
Hi.
I could do it, definitely. I've done it before. He looks at Bluey like.
He's also really wise,
He's also very wise. He's very smart. Yes.
Less about the smart, more about the wise.
However, there's something I've carried with me for quite some time, which is when it comes to actually wanting to respect authority, charm magic kind of falls to the bottom of my list. In the Feywild, in Viserys, you aren't really ever allowed to use charm magic in the courts. It's actually against the law. So.
Well, yes, because it would save a lot of time and make sense if you charmed prisoners, but nothing makes sense in the courts.
No. But I think it's more about the invasion of the mind.
Oh, I wasn't necessarily saying it was ethical. I was just remembering, when...
I hear you. I will think on it.
He's the king of the Maasai.
I really just thought any of us who attempted it would probably just be thrown in jail. So that hence the
worse.
Yeah, ice, cold forever.
Yeah.
Never.
I have a
ice.
fun one. What if they strap you to a table with a melty ceiling and stalagmites slowly form until they stab you?
That's really inventive, Loran.
Yes.
Is that fun?
Maybe you should tell him that.
Do
Before
I
I
know what
go
fun means?
Yeah.
Does fun mean something else?
Fun, yes, Bluey. It has multiple meanings. You know what? I have been thoroughly dissuaded from the idea. I do not want to be impaled.
Oh, thank goodness.
So, there's a big ominous box in the middle of the room. I wonder what that's for. And you guys all look at the box, which is still there, just so you're aware, with the contract inside.
What's Sorella been doing this entire time?
Standing at the top of the stairs with a perplexed look on his face.
Really? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hello,
Very
Sorella.
close.
I was about to say, could I do a perception check to be like, do I hear dragon wing flapping or something?
Make a perception check.
Okay, right.
Solaris has great teeth.
I had 6.
It's true.
Good for them. That's a 10.
10?
All the better to eat with.
Who knows? Who knows?
Eat me,
Oh, he's right there. Bah! You're looking
hello.
around oh, there's no Solaris. Oh shit, no there is. They wave at you. Hello. Yes, I am very proud of my teeth.
How was your flight?
Oh, apologies if that was too loud. It was quite freeing. I like to take flight if I can to shake off the aches of a day. They begin to come down the stairs.
You killed Anna with your tooth remark. The tooth exchange has, I think, sent Anna.
Stunning. Soras goes downstairs too. Join you. And as they pass, they kind of just their fingers just drag across the top of that box where it sits. Their hand comes to rest on top of it. So, if you're ready, we could look at this now. We could test.
nod and go sit on the floor, like near the table. Be like, looking at the box.
I would invite you all upstairs.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And Sarza helps Solaras take the other end of the box. It's a little bit heavy. And actually, no, only one person came to carry it in before, so I think Solaras could do it by himself. So Solaras takes the box, and you guys follow him upstairs to the room where you saw them settling before, Allstair. The double doors open, and the room is far more vast than you remember it being. As is the nature of these mansions, ever expanding, ever changing. The room seems to stop at a precipice. On the far, where the far wall once was, is now just a dark night sky, twinkling with stars, seemingly endless void. The tiles stop maybe 30 feet ahead. And there is a fine sort of sand-like substance covering the majority of the floor. It's as fine as like the sand you used to make glass grit, like a polishing grit, and sparkles just as brightly. And Solara says, "I just wanted to do this somewhere comfortable." Right. And he puts down the box, clicks the latch open, and inside you see a scroll. It is just nestled into a plush cushion with an indent in the center, a place for it to go. Tightly wound and sealed with a wax seal, which has a familiar symbol on it. You've seen it plenty before. The eye with the spokes coming out the top and the bottom. And Sibelius says, unlike some other magical items you might come across, this has been given to you, therefore you can take it freely. No harm will come to you in holding it. This one, at least.
This is Cole's contract, right?
Yes.
Brian will edge music. Unless anyone else.
Cass is not going Cass does not want to go anywhere near that thing. As soon as she sees the eye and knows that one, she has a contract like this, and two, this is what Neff literally died getting, she sort of I think potentially might be, she digs her nails into her palm.
Okay.
It's just doesn't really want to get close.
You see Cass just tense. Loran steps forward alongside you, but doesn't stop you reaching out for it. And so Loran nods to you. Allstair, please. Break the seal. Once you do, I will transform. And I will try to destroy this. I've been thinking. The dragon's breath destroys contracts which bind souls. This only binds him in body. I think it could be done. But I might need some extra firepower.
Can I read it first?
Not.
Okay.
Also, just before any transformation happens, Slee's gonna kind of kneel over towards Neff and just be like, "Don't panic. Everything is going to be fine."
I think Neff is just breathing.
I'm glad Neff is breathing. It's an improvement.
She's breathing for now.
Okay.
Oh, death
Before we
fun.
open the contracts, I'm going to go to the loo so that we can have this fully uninterrupted. And then
Also
I will
gonna
quickly
go.
return.
Alright, we'll be on BRB. We'll be right back. Boom, audio and video, and we're back. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Back.
It's dragon time.
Mhm.
Oh, it's reading contract time first, actually.
Okay. So, grand. Are we back on stream?
Yes.
Cool. Are we all good to go? Okay. Oh, sorry, I completely forgot that you're eating sorbet. My brain went like, it went one ear and out the other. Okay, so all set. As you go forwards and you pick up the scroll, there is it looks like it's quite antique, so not particularly.
Almost as old as Coral.
Oh, ho, ho, he's old.
So funny. Hilarious. Everyone laugh. Ha ha.
Ah. Slightly weathered ribbon, but not in any bad shape structurally by any means. You kind of pull on the tail end of it and you see the wax just crack clean into right down the center of the eye. And as it does, the scroll almost unfurls itself as if it's sort of like a hand opening. And you feel the texture and the weight of the paper.
Is it skin again?
Pretty certain it's not paper.
Oh, Taravine. Paper's so much more sustainable. And that says something.
Not in the fire elemental plane.
I'm sure we have magic that can fireproof paper. Brian says as he opens it.
He's so done with it. Yeah. Okay. You open it up and you see there is a scrawling text. The first thing you notice is in Carul's sort of like sweeping writing, a signature at the bottom in red ink. And you read, so long as this contract binds, I, Taravine, will provide one body biannually in the case of the follower Carul's untimely demise. I will not use my knowledge of these bodies' locations to interfere with the work of the archfiend Alan. Addendum 1. I will not harvest from the below individuals. He will be prepared as vessels in the name of Carul. And you read your name.
What? Anyone else?
Addendum 2, which you immediately are like, that has to have been added later because you read the name. I will not harvest from the below individuals who will be prepared as vessels in the name of Carul, Valis Nahas. In return, and this seems to be part of the original document, in return, Carul will provide unvetted access to the Melel clan lands so that Taravine's harvest may be fruitful and unhindered. And that is the extent of this contract. If burned, you know that the bodies will cease to be created and will be left vulnerable. And Sorelleras says, in giving up this contract, Taravine is essentially giving up his unvetted access to the Feywild. He must really want Carul gone, or to ascend.
Can I just clarify?
Yeah.
Allstairs and Valis' name are on this contract, right?
Yes.
As Carul's spare bodies.
No, so there are two situations going on. There are the bodies, which is are the things that Taravine forges, and there are the vessels, which is similar to that eye mark that Valis has on his neck, which are used as, as like if the individual wants to become a host of power of sorts, it could be for Karul, like in the same way Elijah is. You might want to ask him the extent of that if you get to Elijah or if you get to Karul. But you.
So Ulster and Valis are the vessels.
Ulster, it says who will be prepared in the as vessels in the name of Karul. Whether that succeeded or not, there is no information on that. Whether that was completed or not, there is no information on that.
Oh boy, that's fun.
Yeah. So yeah, just to clarify, that's not to say you are one. That was to say at the time of this addendum, that was a thought process. Similar with Valis, and you're certain at least that one was carried through. And you've seen in the mirror as well. You've seen things in the mirror which would lead you to believe that Karul had ideas of this.
Also just subtly like rolls the contract back up, turns to the group. It's not good, but we kind of already knew. Read at your own risk.
Loran takes it first, I think.
Cool. Also hands it over.
You just kind of like, slowly just kind of like crunches it between his hands and like passes it to whoever else wants to read it.
Cass takes an actual step back from the contract. She's like, nah.
Sarah also shakes his head.
Okay.
I think Slya will take a look at it.
Sure. If you want to extrapolate any more information, bounce any ideas off that you have from this contract, you can do this now if you wish to. But Sorella says, I might be able to fill in some gaps for you later if you want to discuss. But I will transform now. I would rather have something like that destroyed rather than it stay a moment longer in here, if possible.
Can I insight him?
Yes.
25.
He seems uneasy. Standing over you as you read the contract as he was, you get the impression that he was also able to read. But maybe it's not necessarily the contents, but the contract itself that is making him anxious to be rid of it.
Why does it... Well, obviously, it's upsetting, but why does it upset you so much?
We've heard rumours of magics that are able to break through even the most private of planes. Just having something like that here, I don't think I truly registered until just now how much I wouldn't like it. Feels unsafe. Best we try to destroy it. As I was saying before, I might need a little extra firepower, but it's truly divine magic that can fracture these things. If any of you had anything you wanted to try to assist me in destroying this contract. If it
So
works,
fire wouldn't be very helpful.
Just normal fire.
I can
it's
spawn a
still
lot of
magical
locusts.
fire, but
You're looking more
you
for
get
like
the impression that he would be thankful for any sort of assistance, but he does look to Neff and Slya a little more than the rest of you.
Yeah, Slya has Guiding Bolt.
Okay, that's a cantrip.
Which, no, it is a full-on spell.
Gotcha.
So
Do you mean radiant energy?
Radiant, sorry,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. What am I doing?
I have Moonbeam,
I have-
which can be really
I have-
powerful.
I have a little piddly sacred flame I can try and throw at it.
Yay.
I could summon a
Okay.
bunch of locusts and get them to all eat pieces of it and digest it in their little digestion tracts.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Loran says, I'm just going to step back. I don't think I can actually help in this at all, but he looks at the rest of you. I don't know if anyone else they can.
I could, but I have a question for Solaras before we do that.
Yes.
If we destroy the contract, does that mean we free Valis and potentially myself?
I don't know. It might.
We know he succeeded with Valis. How can I tell if he succeeded with me?
I believe the success carries a mark. Perhaps Bouncy did only want the one vessel.
I think they would have noticed if I had an eye with me somewhere.
I would have noticed.
Thank you, Loran.
Is that a pun?
No, it was an innuendo, but you tried.
Oh. Okay, yep.
Does make me feel better.
Will destroying this forsake any claim that Karul has to these bodies? Ran asks. That's if he's similar age to Sarah's, a bit younger. That's 3-4 bodies. I would still want to destroy them, certainly. Just in case, but... Well, what do you think? And Sorelloras says, this is the only evidence. The only evidence that they belong to him at all. They might share a face, but he looks to Neff, and just for a moment, we all know faces can be deception.
I got pretty deceived. By my own face. On someone else, it was quite a strange experience. I'm sorry, by the way.
I don't think Ballista's there.
I'm just she's just apologizing to the group, not necessarily to Ballista.
She decided, yeah, she's not there. This is not her situation. She made it quite clear before that she was not super interested in.
There's more so an apology for, like, to clarify, just forget going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
At least you didn't actually go to jail.
You know, quite. I was kind of close there.
You were almost there.
It's a scary
If you
experience.
wanted to experience it, I could throw you in the jail in the Maasai.
Funny story. When there was a one incident with good old Roll Me. I'll tell you about it sometime.
Sure.
So Eloras says, while I cannot be certain that Valis will be freed, yes, I believe these bodies, all connection will be severed.
To start?
It's a start. And the man says, it means I could focus all of what we've learned from the Chronologica into new quests. Finding freedom for Valis. Besides, it doesn't feel entirely wasted. In coming here, we would be able to knock out potentially everybody. Everybody, not everybody. That would be quite a feat to knock out everyone. I'm trying to scatter the jokes in.
And if we destroy it, there's no evidence that I was ever up for consideration, so we can protect Valis.
Yes, I think you can. That path will be erased. No evidence of it, except to the individual. That is what you want, I assume.
Let's get rid of it.
I will let you know when I am ready.
Just let me change to something more comfortable.
Just slip into something more.
The cast that could be quite useful, which is cool.
Does everybody have something radiant? That would be really neat.
I don't know much.
Okay.
Also, Slya's preparing a 5th level guiding bolt.
Okay. Wonderful.
See what Brian
Right.
can do.
Has a range of 120 feet.
So
Yes, it's a
Sorella
cantrip.
directs his attention to Loran and says, is there any way you can set up a protective circle, something that will prevent any divine energy from escaping the radius of the contract? And Loran says, some sort of concentrative effect. I think I can do this. Yes, certainly. And Loran takes the contract from you, Slayer, and puts it in the center of the floor and starts drawing, like he was yesterday, runic scriptures in the radius of the circle. And as he does, he says, I think it would work best if Ulster, you stand there, and Cass, let's make it even, a nice even spread of magic stuff. Saraza, just cheer on, support.
Moral
You can
support.
do this. I will stand right by your side. But I will be casting magic to assist, but I will be there with you. And Saraza just doesn't say anything. He seems like he's a little bit less in the joking mood, a bit more serious in this. His eyes are sort of fixed on the contract instead of just subconsciously holding his back. And Sorelleras turns, and as they do, their form just grows and splits into wings. Their neck extends and their skin just sort of breaks into these bronze scales. And by the time they've done a full rotation, they settle their hands down, claws down, and they are in their full dragon form. For most of you, this is the first time you're seeing it in full. Cass, Neff, Louis.
Impressive.
You're seeing a dragon for the first time in your entire lives, except for George. Cool, so that's an accurate representation of what it would look like if you saw a dragon before your very own eyes. In a world where dragons are extinct.
I mean, Blue wants
I'm
to be
joking.
respectful and be like, "Oh, holy shit! Look at those scales!"
Oh my god.
Look at the scale of
You can
that
surf
dragon!
on those.
Holy crap! That's a bronze dragon. I wonder how much it's worth.
Those are some mighty big teeth you have
Oh, no,
there.
it's copper. Oops. Oh. Yes.
I did. Whoa, he can speak. He can speak. Oh, that's so strange. I think, unless it's draconic, and I actually don't understand that.
Smile. Okay. And
Let's do
Laurent takes a step outside of the circle. Now, for your magics,
Yeah.
yes, the contract itself does have hit points. However, you can also choose, well, you have to roll. You have to roll a d20 as well to help determine the potency of your spell. and how much you assist Sararas, who is going to be the main fighting force in this destruction. So what we're looking for is either enough successes for a group success on the D20s, or cumulatively enough damage dealt to destroy the entire contract. Obviously, this is not any regular contract. Just trying to whack it until all of its hit points were gone wouldn't work. This is a very
We just
specific
stomp on it.
circumstance. The dragon's breath is the magic ingredient. I think you could do that as well, just to get a little bit of an extra personal touch in there. But yes.
Also, Slea's guiding bolt can give advantage to someone, whoever goes after her.
Okay, cool.
Really?
Well,
Yes.
on that note, we will roll initiative, please.
Initiative or
Oh my god, you rolled. What's neat is Cerelaras was going to go first anyway, but just for fun, I thought I'd roll, and he got a natural 20.
15.
Damn.
Nice.
15.
Oh,
Also 15.
12.
We have the same decks as well, Alan.
Yeah.
6.
So also
We might actually
clear
roll
them
again.
simultaneously. Oh, are you going to roll off?
Okay.
Okay,
I don't
so
mind
roll
going
off.
so much, I want to say. Or...
Yep, that's fine. And a Neff, what did you roll?
12.
Okay, Cass?
6.
Okay. Wow, where's my... Sorry. My Apple Pencil is freaking out. And then it's Bluey, and then Cass is going to go last.
What was the second roll for Brian? Just out of
I
Oh,
didn't
they
roll
can go
again,
simultaneously.
'cause Emma said
Oh,
If you want to.
simultaneously?
If
Okay.
you like. So,
Around needs to roll, or does he not have?
not yet. Not yet. On your turn. Cerelaras goes first.
I said Loran.
Oh no,
Is
Loran's
Loran-
no, Loran's not participating. He's holding
Okay.
up the magic circle to stop you guys being
Oh
insulted.
yeah, no. Thanks,
Without
Loran,
it, you will
just
all
like-
be destroyed.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
well, you probably wouldn't actually be destroyed. You'd probably just be really, really badly hurt. But like, I think we'd all rather not be. So, with Cerelaras going first, I should have put less syllables in that name. It hurts to say. With Cerelaras going first, you watch as their wings pull back, and in one movement, they take flight, hovering maybe 30 feet, 40 feet off of the ground, just enough to give them a good angle on the contract. And you see, as they rise, their chest kind of expands and a light begins to build, shining from beneath the copper plating scales. They almost shine purple and cerulean as this light builds, and it travels up from the chest through the throat, leaving this trail of just illuminated light behind. And the room already begins to grow hot, as just conducting from the dragon's body itself, you just feel heat radiating off, and Loran sort of tenses his hands, digging them into the sand, and you feel that circle beginning to light up, and all the heat begins to be just dragged towards it in like a cyclonic funnel. And Cerelaras takes one breath in, and then roars so loud that the floor begins to shake, and with it comes this blinding bolt of what must be fire. It moves and it acts like fire, but as it's caught up in that whirlwind that Loran is creating to keep all of the magic centered, it just breaks into 1,000 lightning-esque patterns in greens and violets and whites and gold, and they just crackle as they pull down, and they are centered on the contract. And Ulster, Slya, you don't know what calls you to do it, but you just feel the urge. This is the time. If you're going to do something, you've got to do it now. What do you cast?
Slya casts Guiding Bolt
Okay.
at 5th level.
Okay. Who are you going to give advantage to?
It's whoever casts next, but it also does,
Okay.
or it could go to Brian as
You're
so.
going
But it's
simultaneous, but
okay.
Yeah, and I have luck, so I don't. It's okay. Give it to someone who doesn't
Okay.
think.
It's a good choice.
It is 8d6 worth of radiant damage, though.
Alrighty. Would you like to roll that out for me? 8d6.
Yes.
And then
I needed more d6, so I got them.
No.
I can always support the getting of new dice.
Okay, so I need a calculator. That's a lot of damage.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's a lot of damage.
go.
Okay. Do you want me
I
to
might pre-roll mine to stop me going
Just
through the
say
math.
it out
you like.
loud, Aylin, and I'll add
Oh no,
up.
I have a calculator up already. So if y'all want to go ahead and move on to the next turn, I'll just give you the damage in a minute.
Gotcha. Would you roll the d20 for me?
Yes, let me just scooch these out of the way. That is a holy shit. That is a natural 20.
Oh! That's really fucking good.
And the modifier is +9 if you wanted that too.
Oh my god!
Let's go.
Okay.
What's the modifier we're using?
I would actually like the I would like the damage as soon as you can, if you can do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I had 2 6s, just so you know, out of 8.
Stunning.
But let me keep going.
Okay, cool. Ulster,
Yes.
would you like to describe what you cast?
I'm gonna cast Moonbeam at 5th level,
Stunning. Okay.
which
The moonbeam just kind of like shines down. That too is caught up in this kind of like cyclonic, like it's weird because you don't feel any wind or any breeze, but it looks like there is a tornado happening right before your eyes, all of this magic intertwining. The moonbeam slams to the ground and it just encases all of the fire with this like kind of like white cloud-like light. So it looks like almost like a lightning storm in the daytime, which is bizarre to behold. And as that moonbeam hits down, Slayer's guiding bolt crackles across the surface of it, breaking the kind of light into sort of like sunspots almost. And you do have to look away because it's getting too bright at this point. But damage and a d20, please.
I rolled 37 radiant damage. I think I rolled
Jesus Christ.
3 9s.
Nice.
Yeah. Plus. What do we plus to it? Sorry.
It's just a straight d20. Wait, Slayer. Oh yeah. What did you plus to?
Yeah. I plussed the spell attack modifier, which would have been
not to your
but
save.
if you, okay. Then yeah, no.
The save, it's just your pure willpower in that instance.
Cool. I'm going to use a luck point because that was a really bad roll.
Okay.
And I don't want it to be that bad. Okay, that's slightly better. It's a 15.
15.
Not quite Slayer's astronomical.
That's all right.
32.
If I will say you can assume that the DC for this is pretty high. If you wanted to bear that information in mind.
Is that another hint to use another luck point?
Who knows?
All right, fine. It's just
if you want to.
I have to pick a different dice. 16.
Okay.
Any better? I can't plus anything to it, so.
Right. Neff,
Yes.
it's your go.
Can I just...
With your skirts and your hair just being whipped up behind you as the light kind of just like, as you kind of turn yourself back from the light. What do you do?
I can't really do much, but I can assist by casting my trademark spiritual weapon. So I think I'm just going to do that. Get my Shishido out from its resting place within my magic. I'll cast spiritual weapon, 4th level! And I'll just give it a good hearty slash.
Okay. Like, you feel your spiritual weapon just kind of like drawn from the ether, pulled almost out of the sort of like the residual magic that's kind of just wisping off the edge of this funnel in front of you. And it just takes form and it's brighter than it ever was before. And it rises up to the center of this cycle.
I have the power!
Like He-Man conducting lightning.
By the power of Grayskull!
You do, yes. You see some of the magic just kind of like crackling off it and slamming into the side of
Whoa!
as well. By this point, where the contract once was, it's just a bright sort of like rectangular kind of like sheet of white. It's almost impossible to see, to even look at and discern from all of the lights going on. But you can still see it there, but you swear it looks slightly diminished. Now, I would like the what's it called?
D20?
Damage from
Oh.
and from Neff, please.
Okay.
And then
Alright.
Neff also your D20 roll.
Alright, my
Yes.
Slayer's damage was a
32.
oh, good shit.
Neff rolled kind of well for once.
That's really good damage from both attacks so far, and pretty good rolls. Neef?
Okay, let's say 27 to hit.
27 damage.
To hit. It's just my d20 roll.
It doesn't need to roll to hit.
Oh wait, what were we
It
talking
just
about? D20. What do you mean?
The D20 roll is the roll that you need to make as your sort of like show of just magical chance and willpower. It's just what everyone's been making.
Oh, 19 on the dice in that case.
Okay,
Nice.
good. And damage?
Damage is going to be a 4 plus a 2, which is 6 plus a 3. 9! 9 damage.
9.
Be gone! Contract!
Okay. Neat.
I just
Okay,
think it's
then
neat.
I think I might take it back a little bit. There's like a couple of bolts. It's a good attempt. Yeah. But you feel the vibrations, the magical energy is there. Bluey.
Okay, so I do want to cast Sacred Flame. I'm wondering if I would be able to action surge so that I could cast it twice, because
You get 1 turn in combat, so yes. You can do as many actions, bonus actions as your turn allows.
I hadn't
it's
even
not
thought
a
about that.
bonus. Where is my action surge? All right, I'm using my action surge. I'm guessing the contract can't make a DC, like dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
So, it would have needed a 16. It doesn't need to. I don't need to. Do I need to roll
Nope,
to hit?
Nope.
Okay. So, the first attack, which is 2d8. Alright, okay, that's 10. And then I didn't get the other 2d8s out. And then the second attack is 6. So that's 16 radiant damage.
Good. Okay. Cool.
Just like the
Nice
form.
I think what happens is you
sacred
just like kind of
flame
cut down once with your sword, and as you cut, you kind of sever a part of this magic in front of you. And in that moment where it separates, you see clearly the contract without the lights blinding you, without all of the magical sort of like stimuli that's going on to distract you. It's right there, and it's definitely smaller than it was before. And with that in mind, Cass, it's your go.
Okay, I have a question. So I have 2 spells that I could use, but it kind of depends on the type of. So I have with Wall of Light. It like if you have like another turn, like I can send off. You know what? Don't worry. I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry, I just realised that Blue, you didn't use your action surge. Did you want to do that?
No, I did use my action surge.
Oh, okay. I'm apologising. Sorry.
That's right.
Cool.
Okay.
D8.
Yes, Cass.
I'm going to use Flame Strike, which literally says a vertical column of divine fire roars down from the heavens in a location you specify. So, right,
cool.
this one is fire damage.
Okay. I'll allow it because it says divine in the reading, and also fire. He did say it would.
And there's also going to be. Hang on. So that's 5. So that's 9 fire damage, and then this is radiant damage. Oh, nice. That's much better. So 9 fire damage, and then radiant damage is 18. and then I'm going to action surge and do it again.
Okay, so 18 on the first.
So 9 on the 18 is the radiant damage. 9 was fire damage.
9, cool.
And then this is going to be fire damage again. That's even. That's nice. Okay, so this is fire damage.
Wait, is this a cantrip or a spell?
This is a spell, but I'm action surging.
You can only cast one spell per round, so the next one has to be a cantrip.
But if we action surge,
it's still just one. It's still just one
okay.
spell per turn.
Mine was a cantrip. Sorry, it wasn't a.
I see. I got it. I got it.
You can do a spell and a cantrip in one turn. That's okay. So with your action surge, you can do a cantrip if you want to, because you have an action still. So you can use any cantrip with an action or bonus action casting time.
Okay, then I will do Eldritch Blast.
Sweet.
Because that's just a classic one. Where's my D10?
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
There.
Eldritch Blast.
Sorry, just trying to find my die.
I think that's how the word dad. I'm trying to find my dad.
Find my dad.
Oh, we'll find him and we'll give him a good talking to, and don't worry.
And that's 27 total for the Eldritch Blast.
Sorry, can you repeat that for me?
So it was 27 plus 9 plus, was it 18?
27.
18's sacred.
54 total.
Oh!
Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
Alright,
Action
now
surge
I'll
coming in clutch. Okay, so 54 total. And I would like you to roll me 1d20, please.
Oh, yes.
That is a 18.
18.
And I roll a d20, yes. Because I forgot to do that. Yes, d20, yes.
Oh, yes, of course you did. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't add anything to it, do I?
Nope.
This isn't a saving throw, is it?
You don't know what it is.
Right, can't reroll it. Fuck. It's a 4.
You kind of know what it is.
Oh no.
4?
I've had a 7, a 4, a 2, and a 4 on my d20s this game.
Wow. Okay.
I'm mad. I'm mad about it.
Please bear with me one moment.
I'm a bear and I am with you. Roar.
A bear? Did you say?
Maybe.
Ooh. Okay. I now need to make some rolls.
They see me
Little
rolling.
They see me rolling. 3.
Roll away now. Roll away.
Oh, I didn't know these times.
Some good magics, guys.
Real good magics. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'll do. Nope, 9. Okay.
3 of those 4 bad rolls have been on my pride dice, and I'm very sad about it.
9, 15, 18, 21, 22, 28, 29, 33, 37, 48, 50. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, Cass. Through this stream of colour in front of you, you just see one long crackle of purest orange golden flame. And it just slams down, joining the moonbeam, joining the spiritual weapon, joining the guiding bolt, joining Bluey's slicing attack through the edge of the cyclone. And all of this illuminates those tracks of magic that you saw from Slyan'ssun before. Just as bright and full of colour. And cast your Eldritch Blast just as a last chance defense mechanism, just out, just in case it hasn't been enough so far. It pierces through and it ricochets off the other side of the magical circle, and it just continues going around and around until it too is sucked into the wall of magic and then ultimately into the contract. And as it is, all at once the magic collapses in on itself, and it's just an orb of light, concentrated so bright it's like you're staring into the sun, and there is just no stopping then the sort of force that emanates from that one core. As Loran, blinded by it, covers his eyes instinctively and loses concentration, and that just residual force from all of your magic coming together just blasts you back. You can all make me dexterity saving throws, please.
Cool.
Okay.
Good rolls.
5.
Before.
5.
4.
4. Any 3s? Any 2s? Any 1s?
Natural 1.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Natural 20 and then natural 1.
Holy moly.
Yep.
Next,
This is for a dex saving throw?
dexterity save. Yes.
17.
17. Okay, and Bluey.
19.
Slia,
Oh
you
my
stole my roll
God.
for this. One.
I think this makes sense because Bluey, Neff, both of you having used weapons to cast your spells, you instinctively just grab on. Bluey, you dig your sword into the ground, bedding it a quarter of the way down and just using it to anchor yourself. Neff, your weapon is sort of like in space in the air, and you just kind of hold on to it and you kind of billow behind like a windsock. With Bluey just looking amazing, and then you just like, while both, well, actually I need to roll for the Danes. 3 and a 5.
These rolls.
With their bonuses, not even really going to be enough to make it.
Oh, no.
Whilst
I'm
both
sorry,
Dehanes, Slia, Ulster, and Cass are just ricocheted to the edges of the room. I think, Slia, you scatter across the ground, getting dangerously close to the edge, and you just grab onto it just before you fall into the void that Slyan'ssun obviously uses to fly in. And you peek over the edge, and you do see no bottom to it, so no one knows how long you would have been falling.
Not
Cass, I
long
think you collide with a wall, and I think you're just going to take a little bit of damage. Oh wait, no, Slayer was the one who got the natural 1, so
Yeah.
Slayer, you just take 3 points of damage from just like scraping across the floor. Cass, you bump into the wall, and you feel this like smarting in the back of your head, but otherwise all your vision is there, and you focus just in time to see Ulster just like scrambling to keep himself just like secured to the ground. He's almost in like a feline-esque position, as though he's like instinctively about to transform. I'm assuming just because you're here, tell me more. As if he's about to transform, but managing to just kind of like hold himself rigid, but slamming into Loran, and then simultaneously slamming into Saraza, and they're just like a pile on the floor. And all of you take a moment as that light, where it was blinding, then retracts in on itself. And that paper, it's almost lighter now as it's caught up in that residual airflow, drifting like a feather, bright white, shimmering, definitely lessened. And Slyan'ssun lands, having used his wings all the force he could to keep himself from being blown into the abyss. And it's still floating. And then piece by piece, you just see those white, shimmering particles drift off and get lost in the night sky of Slyan'ssun's void. And the contract is no more. You did it! Wow! I love Dungeons and
Oh my god.
A win!
Big
You
W.
did it! Wow. I'm proud of you guys.
Take that magical piece of paper.
That's a whole quest gone. You don't have to go and find any bodies now, essentially.
Wow.
Unless you really want to.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just for fun, you know. Yeah.
Loran just visibly relaxes and holds onto you all stare and just pulls you close. And Cass,
I think
in that
Cass is
moment,
just-
as you feel that victory just overwhelming you, a smile breaking on your face, I would like you to roll me a wisdom saving throw as well.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, damn. That was cocked. Hang on.
Hang on. Have I used brief?
Oh my
I
god,
haven't
that
used
is
brief.
ridiculous.
Hang
That
on.
was
Hang on.
cocked. I rolled it
Hang
again.
on.
2 natural 20s.
Oh.
Oh, okay. You're good.
Can I just say,
All right.
like, it was cocked, I rolled. And it was a
You got it.
20.
Did you roll your full slate for today, by the way, Bluey?
I didn't. Maybe I should have.
Okay, maybe I was gonna say that's all right.
Hmm.
All right. And
God, I mean,
all of you
even
kind
she
of see-
forgets, so you know.
it's fun.
I love that.
All of you kind of see again Cass just shake off that, just like something, like that was just like causing her eyes to sort of blur for a moment before she comes back to herself.
God, I really hit
Actually,
my
no,
head.
probably only Slia would see it, considering the positioning of everyone.
Speaking of Slia, can we all see that like she's dangling? Can we all like?
She's pretty secure. She's pretty secure on the ground. Not like fully like this, more just like this, peeking over the edge.
Oh, I wouldn't call it secure. I'd
I would like to.
Um,
let me get up now.
yes, you can definitely do that. What you see as well is you see where the pile of Loran and Saraz's and Allstairs is. Allstair sort of just like slowly extracts himself, and Loran stands with him, but Allstair takes a moment longer to walk across the room to the center, right where that contract once lay. Some of the particles of having fallen there. Just touching one to the tip of his finger, and it stays for a moment before just crumbling into a white, glittering ash. And also in that moment, when you look, you can feel the energy, even in those minute particles. And you do feel your magic just catching in the remnants of the contract. Yes, you did do damage, just. It was a 16 DC. That's why I pushed you. Sorry. So,
Still, it felt cool.
anyone
Bluey
else
doesn't
want
have
to do
to know.
anything?
I know that like George is temporarily away for a moment, but Sleep would like to just kind of like go check on Cass because that she saw something weird.
Hey, that was weird.
Yeah.
That's suspicious.
Huh.
That's weird.
Hello.
Hello.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Sleep wants to go check on Cass. That's
Oh, sorry, I was peeing.
no worries.
I like the way you say
No
that.
worries.
There's just a certain George-esque charm to it, you know?
Okay, sorry. Okay, so yes, Cass is just rubbing her head. So
Are you all right?
yeah, just hit my head slightly, but we got rid of it.
Can I do a medicine check?
You certainly can.
Okay. That is a number 17.
With a medicine check, You can feel that. Yeah, you can feel that there is no visible external injury per se, other than just the slight trauma to the head, scuffing and scraping across her clothing and her skin. But you also know that just a quick medicine check can't fully tell what's happening inside the body from your external, just quick look.
Okay.
She's probably got a head wound of some kind, but otherwise not particularly damaged.
Okay, can I do an Arcana check? Just
Sure.
Was yeah, I'm. It's only a little bit of a bump.
just humor me, please.
Okay.
29.
29. Okay. The 29, your Arcana check. You look and you just feel. You know what you usually feel from Cass concerning her energy. That underlying sort of just like residual sort of hint of fiendish energy, but now surrounded by a kind of a warm, almost like a safety net of fey magic. You recognize it from your time in the Feywild. You recognize the fiendish energy from your time here and your just time knowing Cass. There's also something you don't recognize there. Sort of sitting in between those two energies.
Okay. Ha. It does work. Okay. I wanted to make sure before, using a spell slot.
Okay.
I'd like to cast Identify on Cass.
Identify. Sure. What are you trying to achieve?
If you touch a creature while casting it, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Cool.
That's neat.
There are currently no spells
Okay.
affecting Cass.
Loren, Ulster, would you
What's wrong?
Loran says, Go on.
There's something off. I can't place it. Just there's not.
I feel fine, Celia.
You feel different to me, and I just.
Can I insight check Cass?
Yeah.
I don't want to put you at any unnecessary risk.
Nice.
Was that an insight check?
Yeah, 29.
For Cass, she does feel fine. She just feels like she's kind of lying in the sense of she's super relieved about destroying the contract, but at the minute, that for her, like that required a lot to destroy that contract. And Cass has a contract that she wants to destroy. So the likelihood of her being able to destroy. So she's just feeling both relieved and also like sort of like, cool.
Sure. Let me elaborate.
But she's
let me
not-
elaborate in that Ulster has been under like sort of not, I guess, madness before, and he's trying to see if there's any kind of erratic behaviors or things in Cass's expression that he can notice.
Anything you recognize from your own sort of experience.
Yeah.
I think I can jump in and say, from that side of things, yes, there's similarities. But there also seems, from what Slya is saying, it would suggest, after having seen her do an Arcana check, that there is something magically off as well with Cass. Magically, in a sense of like the arcane, which isn't a precursor or necessitated by or a consequence of madness, especially not the kind that you've experienced.
And Brian probably would have also picked up that like Slya actually used his name as opposed to his nickname to kind of put some gravity into it, that she's stressed about this.
Loran
I think
kind of
also
steps forward.
specialities in madness, so.
Yeah. I think Allsdare steps forward. Oh, no. Loran steps forward and he says, Cass, you feel fine. Are you sure?
Yeah. I mean, obviously this has been hard on all of us. I'm looking forward to leaving here. And when she's like, it's been hard, like she looks at Neff and is like, but I'm pleased that we've done what we came here to do. So let's just think about leaving. At this, like I think at this point she's kind of still been like sat down when like they've come to check on her, but I think she kind of stands up now and is kind of like brushing herself off, and she's just like, yeah, I think I wouldn't worry, guys. And I think she's just kind of like, she feels uncomfortable with the scrutiny, so I think she's kind of like walks away or tries. Is anyone going to stop her from walking away?
Yes, I think also going to sit back down.
I say Slya just kind of reached for Cass's hand.
Sarahza, who's still by the door, moves towards the door to stop you.
Okay, Cass isn't gonna like fight anyone, I don't think.
Not yet.
No. I think she's like, guys, why don't you believe me when I say that I'm fine.
Slya says something's wrong. There's something wrong. We can find out what it is.
It's not that I don't believe you, it's that there's something that just... something doesn't feel right, and I'm worried that... We lost Blue. I don't want anything bad to happen to you when we leave this place. Not this plane, but this place that we are in right now.
I'm sure it will be fine.
I think the worry as well is that if you leave here, you'll be taking back something more with you. Something else.
I mean, no, guys, there's nothing. It's fine.
If you say it's fine one more time, I will have to resist the urge to kick you.
Don't resist.
In the face. Very hard.
Like, I don't know what you want me to say. This has been a really fucking shit time. But
Yes, it's been a fucking shit time for all of us, Cass. If there's something wrong with you, we're finding out now.
Okay, but all I'm saying is I don't think there is anything wrong.
I disagree. I think that there's a likelihood that you have, well, to put it ineloquently, a parasite of some kind. Okay, I see there is a need to explain. From my research into the Hells, there are kinds of imps, creatures, beings that live here, that reside here, that we cannot see, but they can affect us all the same. Live inside of us. Feed off of us. the longer we stay here, and he looks to Allstar especially at this point, the longer we stay here, the more of us might be affected by those kinds of creatures. One has already gotten you. I assume it's fed off of your despair in its own way.
If that's true, how do I get rid of it?
I think it might be time to take a break from this plane. Not coming back for the contracts just yet. Go on, Sphere.
May I try another spell? Cass.
Yeah.
Slya's, since assumably she's been holding Cass's hand, she just kind of channels remove curse into it.
Can you give me a quick look at remove curse, please?
Oh, sorry. I clicked on sending instead of remove curse. At your touch, all curses affecting one creature or object end. If the object is a cursed magic item, its curse remains, but the spell breaks its owner's attunement to the object, so it can be removed or discarded.
Okay, and does the... object would suggest not a creature or not a living thing?
It just that's if object is a cursed magic item, but all curses affecting one creature or object end. That's the first sentence of the spell.
Okay. With that, I think yes. So, Cass, this is going to be a this is going to transcend the D&D game for a moment. You suddenly get the urge like you're about to vomit, as you feel your throat kind of like closing and your lungs kind of quickly expanding and contracting as you try and get breath through your throat, and there's something coming out, but it's not air. And everyone else, you see Cass kind of just like sitting forward slightly as this sort of like thick tar begins to pour from between her teeth. And before it hits the ground, it kind of like snakes and just like slithers across the floor. And where it moves, it rots the ground behind it, like gangrene.
She wasn't thinking creatively.
Oh
It's the image of that conjuring
and
tournament.
Cass, you watch. I wanted to be dramatic. I'm sorry. Cass, you. I'm sorry, Tom.
Go on.
You watch as that last residual darkness seeps from between your lips, snake-like, like a tail, and slithers off, and you see Saraza just kind of catch a bit of it beneath his boot. And it leaves you, and it's gross, certainly.
Ew.
It leaves you, Cass. But it doesn't feel any better. It doesn't feel like anything's changed at all. The thing is gone, but the emotion remains like it always has. Sarah just squishes it once more beneath his shoe.
It's like that bug in Hell's Moving Castle.
You watch as Sarah just kind of like stabs it once, and it flails, twists his sword, spasming, He cuts it one more time. Right in half. And the two ends go rigid for a moment. And Ulster, you can see, being closer to Saraza than Cass was, as that creature breaks apart and is in the throes of death, you see it almost beginning to reach towards you as well.
Can I cast some frostbite at it?
Sure.
Freezy.
Freezy boy.
Problem solved then. Should we leave?
Loran nods, but he doesn't move right away. I'm looking at you, Cass.
How are you feeling?
Cass is just like kind of silent and horrified, but because she still doesn't feel, it's not like it left her and she felt relief. She still feels like you said that she still feels like the same, and I feel like that would kind of track even if it left. But now actually she kind of feels worse because she saw that thing come out of her, so she's just like, what the fuck, I don't feel better, and that was inside me, and I don't feel better now that that's gone. This is even worse. Like
Loran just gives you a look. And he says, I get it if the feelings don't go away. Even if you think they should. Sorry, Ken. Then he goes and he walks after Ulster.
Ulster is going to make tea because that's the only thing he knows to do in a crisis.
Mm-hmm. Slya, I think you'd notice this first. Maybe Bluey as well, considering both of you have experience in the ways of dragon. So Aras has been very quiet, very still. Landed and immediately put his head down. When you look over, you just see that, yes, he's still breathing, but exhausted. Maybe.
I think Blue would go over to Sorelleras and sort of quietly ask, are you alright?
You ask the question and slowly they turn their head towards you. And it's a slow movement, but considering their size, it takes even longer. And by the time they have one eye facing you, it's already half closed, and they just say, I'll rest now. Wake me when you wish. But if possible, I would like a little bit of time.
Maybe, I mean, I don't want to be like, alright, everyone move along, but, I don't know. She'll look awkward, that's what she'll do.
Sensing your indecision, Sorelleras says, you're not disturbing me.
Alright, well. I desperately wanted to like pat Sorelleras and then like walk away, but like I don't feel like that's the thing to do right now.
You kind of just like let your hand hover and then off you go. Neff,
Alright.
you hear footsteps approach, and Sarasa comes from behind and says, maybe.
Oh, no, just
If
kidding.
it-
I did hear you.
Oh, goodness me.
Hi, Sarah.
Maybe it's best if we take our leave.
If we what? Sorry, Sarah, that was really quiet.
Take our leave,
Oh, where do we take it?
just in case. I meant mostly downstairs. Maybe
Or I guess where are we leaving to?
this room, so that Severas can sleep and we can escape.
Oh,
He
okay.
just gestures to where the contract was. This, for a moment.
I had quite a bit of enjoyment eviscerating that piece of paper.
It did feel quite good. I'm going to try and focus on that bit. He looks at you, Cass. Come downstairs with us.
I think I just need a minute.
Do you want me to leave you alone? Or...
No. And I think that Cass wants to say no. She wants to say, I kind of want to be alone, but I think she is also kind of like trying not to isolate herself. So she says, it's not that she's saying yes. She's not saying no.
We'll be down in a minute, Sarah, okay?
Oh.
Okay.
Stay safe. We'll see you soon.
Louis? Louis?
Sorry?
Would you like to come with us, or will you stay here?
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. I thought that was Emma talking, and I was like, huh? What?
No, sorry.
So we're just like, yes.
I mean, always, but... Alright.
The three of you make your way out, leaving Slya and Cass in the room. And we'll quickly jump out to Ulster and Loran. Very fast. Ulster, as you make your way, I'm assuming back towards that bathroom where you made the tea in the basin before? Yes. Or to the kitchen?
I guess kitchen, because we don't need the bathtub tea anymore. I assume
Bathtub tea.
some of the rest drank that.
Mm-hmm. Loran follows you down, but before you can quite get to the kitchen, he takes your arm. We'll stare. We'll stare. Stop for a moment.
Is this another intervention?
No. I was going to say that I'm impressed. I'm proud of you.
With what?
That can't have been easy. To read.
Suppose I
It must have
already
been
knew
even
it.
harder to. Well, it must have been even harder to actually follow through.
I didn't do much.
You did. We did.
I
I
know.
thought it went pretty well.
I know the way I can help to destroy things is. I know I can do it, and I know how to do it. And I just wasn't strong enough to do that today. We should find more. I don't know. I've had a theory going. Looking in the mirror as well. Mentioned it earlier when we were talking about the prisons and the Maasai melting the ice. The only time I was powerful was channeling certain magics through Paynite. I don't know if we find more of that stone. There's certain ways to channel destructive energies through it. They can be maybe incredible. I want to be more powerful. And what I did today was pathetic. Didn't even notice that Cass had that thing.
None of us did. None of us noticed that. How could we? You don't need anything else to be powerful.
What if we do need it to finish this?
Then it's a question of learning, I think. I've had my share of cruxes, things I was reliant on. I don't think they're going to help us. Not in that way. Destructive. Yes, Paynite could be used. I know it could be. I've used Paynite. It amplifies magic. But for you to become powerful yourself, you have that inside of you already. You've seen things in the mirror, yes, but those things aren't real. That vision was the ideals of a man we both despise. Why would you want to play into that?
I don't want to play into it. It's just learning.
The way you phrased it, maybe I misunderstood. But it made it sound like you wanted it to make your magic more powerful, as opposed to letting your powers grow naturally.
We don't have... What if we just don't have time for that?
We have time.
You believe we have a lot more time than I think we're going to be afforded in this.
We have time, also.
You wouldn't even consider it, using Paynite. It's not just me.
Not the person.
I survived. I had Paynite. I've used it.
I'm not saying we don't use it at all. We don't learn from it at all. I'm saying that the way you phrased that scared me.
And I'm sorry.
If we use it the right way, for the right reasons. Not to take shortcuts. I've studied magic. I've used Paynite. You saw me when I used it. I couldn't use it alone. I needed Corvius. I needed help. It's one thing to carry it. Yes, that proves you have promise that you could even become more powerful. But using it the wrong way could hurt you. You saw it hurt me.
I think it might be worth trying.
If we try, it's a group effort. When we're all ready, no one person. That's how
I've
it
already
works.
done it. No, I see the logic in what you're saying. I'm sorry. I just thought I could do it again. If I can do that again, then if we protect Valis, we can take Cruel out in one blow. If I could kill the... If I could take my father out, it would be powerful enough. If it amplifies the energy to that level, he couldn't withstand that.
There are problems with it. From what you've described, that magic you used as a child, it wouldn't work in the same way now. Your body's grown past that point of childish inaccuracy. I don't know much of Druidism, but I know you're skilled enough that you found the balance. If you want to access that kind of magic again, that level of power, there's only one way to get to it, and that is to take the time to prepare your own body to naturally get to that point. And yes, you took out your father, Ulster, but you took out your father. I don't want you to hurt. I don't want you to get killed either. I won't let that happen. And if you try it, I will stop you.
I'll talk to the group. We'll see if people have more logic than I do regarding Paynite. But if we need a way to kill Karol or to destroy things more easily than accessing a dragon every time, you can't say it's not an option.
Exactly. It's not. It is an option. But the right way.
The right way. Okay.
Can I hold your hand?
You don't have to ask for that.
He takes your hand. I felt like I should then. Kisses the back
Also
of your
gets a
palm.
squeeze. I was awful to Cass. I should make her tea.
I think only you can understand truly how she feels. I saw
don't know
that
how to say
thing try and come. I saw that thing try and come for you as well. think even if you don't know how to save her, just being there for her would be enough.
I want to get out of here. I don't like it.
I do. Neither do I. I don't think we need to be in any rush to get that contract from Coral. For Coral. Let's take this win. Take it home with us. Get Cass somewhere. Get you somewhere. And we can pause. Even if it's just for a day.
Go to the spas.
One day. Is it time?
I think it might be. Nef died.
If we go to...
I think she deserves a spa trip.
Yeah, I think so. I'll push her in the cold pool.
I'll be in there already. This place is disgustingly hot, I'm sorry.
No, I feel the same. Calcon heat is bearable. This is, frankly, hellish. That was terrible.
That was very funny. Well, you can help me prepare tea and coffee for everyone.
Yes, please.
And I will raise my points about Pay Night, but I'll do it in a way that I won't be making any decisions on my own. Because he would want that. I won't.
None of those visions. None of the ones he wanted. We won't let any of them come true.
I mean, the vision where I was most powerful, I hurt Saraza. I hurt you in other ways. And I could never do that. Never.
I could be powerful too. I could look into that mirror and see myself betraying Corvius, getting unfettered access to the Chronologica, taking it away, using it for my own gain, destroying Coral, destroying the Sealy Court. I would certainly be more powerful then. But who else would I be? Because I wouldn't be me. And I would never be able to be me again.
We do it the right way.
The right way.
It's not to say I won't help you destroy the Sealy Court in other ways.
That one we can do the wrong way because it's, well, no. But just, you get it. Just a little bit in the wrong way. Not a lot. Like
Talia just vanishes into another dimension. Yeah. And can't get her back.
Oh no.
Don't know where she is. What a shame. How bizarre.
Tragedy. How bizarre. I think that's what Loran does. He starts laughing. Well, good chats. Let's go make some tea and coffee.
I think before they go, Ulster stops and gives Loran a kiss on the tip of his nose, and then he walks with him.
How tall are you today?
5'7".
5'7". Oh.
Don't sound so disappointed.
No. Because I was going to say he boops your snoot, but no, instead he leans down and puts his chin on your shoulder. I like this Brian most. OG
Brian. OG Brian, who needs to wear platform shoes. All right, let's go.
No, you do not. That was one thing I said as a joke.
And they just argue all the way to the kitchen.
All right. I think Nef, Louis, Saraza, you would see that just like the two of them talking amongst themselves, and Sarah's just sort of steers clear of them. And Sarah sits down, presses his hands into his thighs for a moment, digging his palms in, and then stands up and starts to rearrange the blankets and the cushions on the sofa into varying shapes and positions.
Those are some nice shapes and positions.
Oh, thank you. Think maybe Cass might want to lie down at some point. So
Okay, right.
Cass accidentally entered the general voice channel.
Neat.
Welcome back. I saw you pop into the voice channel in the server.
I know, I don't know what happened.
I think you clicked general by accident, so like, boop, I'll pop you in here.
Oh, okay. I was like, where did everyone go? What's happening?
For me, I was like, where did George go? And I looked at voice channels general, and I saw Cass just on there.
Cass is like, I'm out of this one. I'm going somewhere else. Bye, bitches.
See you.
See you in hell. Wait, we're already there.
Oh, damn. Oh. I didn't expect to see you here.
Nice.
What in the hell are you doing here?
What in the hell are you doing here?
That's good.
Reminds me of that. Has anyone seen the meme where it's like the sheep, and it's like when you're trying to find your best friend when you get to hell? I'll find it.
Oh,
Huh?
find it. I think I know it.
I'll find it and I'll send it to chat. Continue. What was probably some deep scenes before I.
Sure thing.
The very last
Ruined.
thing was arranging pillows on the sofa so
Quite
that
nice,
cats
actually.
can lie down. So, Blue would like to help.
I would
Try and
also
find
like
some
to
other
assist.
Pillows. Maybe pillows from the bedroom.
Can I gather even more pillows
sure.
from some other places?
You guys
Pillow scavenger hunt?
start to make the foundations of quite
The beautiful friendship, I
a
know.
fantastic friendship and blanket fort.
Yes,
As you
a fort.
increasingly construct these pillows, sheets, duvets, everything you could grab into a tent around. The now dim, unlit fireplace is a kind of anchor just spreading out from there over all the sofas. Sarah pulls the sofa cushions off of the sofas and arranges them so that there's a complete mattress across the ground. And by the time you are completely finished, Sarah just flops back, and he says, "I used to do this with Moran when we were kids. Not when he was a kid."
I think I did too. With books as well, although those hurt a lot more when they fall on your head when you're inside.
I'm sure you used what you could from the temple. I'm glad I can do this with you too as well.
Oh. Can I give Sarah a hug?
Sure.
I'm going to
Yes,
make a
Sarah's
careful effort to hug him maybe fairly high up so that I'm not touching the contract on wound.
Understood. Mm-hmm.
Now the real question is, how come you stopped making pillow forts with Lorraine? 'Tis not an art that dies easily. Or maybe it is with age, who knows. I mean, personally, Daniel and I still like to make forts.
We did for a long time when we lived in the estate, because the provinces, they're larger, usually only for farmland. We could have a home sizable enough for it.
Sizable enough for it? How big were you making those pillow forts?
Oh, you should have seen them when we were at our peak. They were quite something.
How big?
But we moved, think, up the stairs.
Whoa.
Serena helped, but she also caused a lot more havoc than I expected. We stopped because due to the sales when our mother was promoted, and the apartments there are smaller, and the one we were given was even more so.
Oh, okay. Guess that makes sense.
Less space.
Alright, let's see your pillar fort building prowess in action in that case.
Yes, I prefer the space. Definitely. If you ever find me living permanently in a city, then I've been placed.
For a second, I thought you were going to say permanently living in a pillar fort, which would have been a fun idea, but yeah, okay. I guess the
That would
conversation
be
wasn't going to take that turn.
something.
I think that could be quite fun, actually, although very impractical.
For sure.
They're not really...
Well, you'd be surprised how structurally sound some pillar forts could be.
Really? I don't know, mine wasn't very sister-proof when I built mine.
Well, that's fair. Have you ever made one, Bluey?
I mean, on a very rare occasion, but to be honest, most of the kind of little constructed shelters I remember making are kind of like tents. I don't know, like kind of, but not really like camping out for a long. I don't know, just you know.
Who's waiting for you at home?
I mean, everybody, but I would like to get back there. Yeah, I actually, and
I'd like to meet her
have you not
again.
met?
One day.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Well,
been a
I
while.
suppose the times before have been kind of like brief, haven't they? Yeah.
We were in the middle of a siege, I believe. So. Remember, I
Oh, has it
had
been
the
that
mole.
long?
I had the mole. I could see some things.
Oh,
Apologies on that again. Would you like to play with him? And Sarah
yeah.
starts to
Yes,
summon the
please.
mole. So it might take some time. My magic isn't quite as good as Lauren's. It's almost there, but not quite.
I mean, that's a whole mole, you know.
Sure, Sarah.
Yeah, I was thinking. Oh wait, no. Was I don't think I
The hands.
Sarah's.
Sarah saw IT during the siege at Whitecliff Castle when he was looking through and checking on you as Dehans.
But I think that like Bluey had a +1 for Sarazar's wedding though.
Oh, sweet. Then yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm confusing that with his. Do you have a birthday? Did we go his birthday thing? No,
That was
Loran's
Loran's birthday.
Was it Loran's birthday?
So they met once?
Loran's birthday. Louis'
I-
birthday's soon.
I don't know when Neff's
Whenever the
birthday is.
10th of Decius is in this place. No, I'm not one for.
A bit of a different schedule down on the plains of the Armageddon plains, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not one for remembering. But that's all right.
Well, never mind.
I've got a question. Is the room like cold at all, or is it like an okay temperature?
It's pleasant temperature.
Okay, so the fire being on wouldn't necessarily.
It would make it cozier.
Mm.
Could be a small fire hazard,
Okay.
but when has that ever stopped you?
Okay, Blue is looking at the fireplace and going, if only I was like Dad. And then she tries to go over and like see if there's like some sort of tinder or something.
Sure.
Because she can't just blast it.
Okay. You start to just kind of like
Or
at
like
the tinder.
any
Roll me
sticks?
a
Really, where?
Slime?
dexterity check.
Or is it? Okay. Dex. Where are ya?
Emma, you laggy.
Oh,
Okay.
God damn it. General dexterity check is
General
14.
14. And there's a bit where a bit of ash goes up your nose, and you just go, achoo! And there's a tiny spark, and that just catches into a spark for the kindling.
No fucking way I love that.
That's awesome. That's kind of metal, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
Louis, that was a wonderful sneeze.
Thank you. I'll try not to sneeze on any of you. Well, I mean, sorry. Okay.
I also will try not to sneeze on you, although I guess your sneeze is a lot more powerful and ferocious than mine would be.
Not unless you're sick.
Maybe in different ways in that case.
Come on, Nep, you should know that with your medical knowledge.
Then sand comes out because sphinxes and sand. I don't think that's accurate. Don't cite me. I haven't studied magic in a very long time. I don't understand how that works.
I think there might be something
Enjoy
more
the
to it
mole.
than that.
Oh, the mole. Ah.
Mole.
The mole? Where? Who is it? Who looks like they've been kind of suspicious and ratting us out? There's a mole among us.
As you discern that mystery, you see Bluey just kind of like snuggle with the mole.
Oh, is that kind of a mole? One of the 3 moles that I'm familiar with.
It's to hands. Hello to hands.
Neat.
It's to hands.
Righty. So, as you all get comfy in the blanket fort, we'll head back into the main room with Slya and Cass. Slya and Cass, you are exactly where we left you. Sarah's is sleeping on the other side of the room. I will say that actually, really quickly before we go, Ballista was there the whole time in that blanket fort. She was just very, very still and quiet. You actually built it around her without realizing, I'm sure. Okay.
It could be a nice surprise for Cass later.
A secret Ballista. All right.
Wait, no.
Take it away, boys.
Go away, Smile. Wait.
You've done it now.
Why have you, Anna? Now I'm writing this as my note, and like that's making me smile. And there's more. Ballista was in the fort the whole time. Okay.
Secret Ballista.
Secret Ballista. So Emma, is it just Slya and I in the room now?
Yes, with Slyan'ssun, but Slyan'ssun you can tell is already asleep.
Sorry, I'm just waiting for Aelin to come back.
That's okay. Cats need tending.
Yeah, no. Kay woke up and he was actually asleep when I made up the bed, and he didn't want to get up, so I just tucked him in, and he just woke up.
Okay, in that case, I think Cass would go and like sit with her feet over the edge of the thing, not in just like I'm sat on the edge, rather than
I understand.
Cass isn't going to commit.
She's just like kind of like dangling and just staring off wistfully.
Yes,
like dangling your feet in the edge of a pool, kind of thing.
Yes, that's exactly it. Slya, could you cast that spell again and see if there's anything else?
Sure. She I think at this point she's probably like sitting next to Cass, kind of like with her arm around her, if Cass would let her.
Yeah, Cass will let her.
And she just kind of channels that energy into her from, that touch.
Cass, you feel that you feel that kind of just like inside of you, but it seems like it's almost just like in the periphery of what you're feeling. Magic isn't doing what it should be doing. And you know that that's for no other reason than you're not letting it.
No, what I think Cass is just saying, is there any
Sure.
other sort of parasite?
There's nothing else. There's nothing else.
Okay, there's nothing else.
But you also feel that there's a resistance that you're kind of
Okay, cool.
putting up as well.
Right, she'll wait to hear what it says then.
How? Like, just upon seeing that, like, nothing else comes out, she's like, I don't know if there's any more.
I think when Slia says, like, there's nothing else, I think Cass, it's not like a relief. If anything, it makes her feel so much worse. And I think she kind of like shrinks in on herself because she's like, I don't know what's worse, that thing was inside me and I had no idea, or that it's no longer inside me and I feel worse before.
Slia just pulls her closer as she feels Cass shrinking. It's just,
lets it happen, and starts crying, like just like quite quietly. I just keep seeing her die. Every time I close my eyes, I'm there again, and I'm having to make the choice. And I failed. I failed her. I failed everyone. And I know she's back now, but that doesn't change the fact that she died. And it doesn't change the fact that she might not have been able to come back. And she shouldn't have had to come back at all. And I just wish I could have saved them both.
the other
Sorry.
option is that we
I failed.
could have lost all of you. And it doesn't make it better that
don't interrupt me.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be like sad. I need to squish the smile back. Okay.
It doesn't stop that. It doesn't change that we did lose someone, but we could.
I've made so many bad decisions with my life.
Saving yourself and Bluey wasn't one of them.
Saving Bluey wasn't, but the one decision that I've always known that I was right was that I always wanted to protect people, especially my family. And knowing that I failed, it's hard. I can't escape that. And being here, being so close to being free of the worst decision I've ever made in my life, but knowing that I can't, because to do so would be selfish and hurt all of you, and potentially cause me to lose even more of you. It makes me feel even worse because part of me wants to risk it and be free of Alan and his
Yes.
control. But
We're
I can't
going
do that.
to get that contract, and we're going to free you from him.
But you should never have been put in this position. And now you have all signed. I know it's not just, I'm not selfish enough to believe that this is all because of me. I know that there's other forces at work, but you have all signed your souls now to this thing. And part of me wishes we'd never come here and never done it. But I know that there's no point dwelling on that. But I just feel I'm so happy for Brian and Loran, and that sort of happiness is the only kind of I feel like I could step off this ledge if it wasn't for them, and that sort of happiness I don't want to. I have more of a desire to live, I think, than that. But even knowing that that is a thought, I just don't know what to do anymore.
I think that, like, when Cass mentioned that she had that thought, Slia just kind of holds her a little bit closer.
Cass sort of I think for the first time kind of like actually leans in to Slia and sort of like squeezes her hand.
I don't know if there's anything I can do to change those thoughts, but if there's anything I can do that makes you happy for even just a moment, please just know that I'm here. And honestly, it's because of what you told me that I'm not trying to figure out how to tell my wife goodbye right now.
Still need to meet her, by the way.
Was Cass at Slia's wedding?
I don't think I was.
Okay.
So I don't know
Cass
if Cass
was also in the Feywild for a very long time, so I'm assuming.
Okay, so I think that, Cass was in the Feywild for that, yeah.
I think it was when I couldn't play, so which really sucks. But so technically, no.
Technically, no. We'll go with no.
We'll go with no.
I like that. So
Yes.
Organically.
Yes, you do. And you should also get to meet, if you'll agree to it, your godchild?
Oh my god, is Cass gonna be?
Yeah, doubling up. We have.
Cass is kind of, I think, shocked for a minute because I think for Cass, I think, although she's always been wanting to protect people, she is the alcoholic sort of person that no one seems to kind of trust. Like, I think also for her, she's never really had anyone fully believe in her. So to be given not godmother once, but trusted twice to be it, I think that sort of kind of sends her reeling like a little bit.
Yeah.
And I will say that like Slia having seen that like Brian had nominated two, that was kind of, I think, what partially inspired her to, but also that what Cass said to her made that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that bit of
Having
information, Cass.
I've never really had, well, family, let alone anyone that really believes in me. The fact that you would trust me with your child, even after all the mistakes in my life, like puts down she's not drinking strong syrup right at this moment, but sort of if she was, that would be kind of like put down for a second.
Yeah.
It means more than you can know. It doesn't lessen what I'm feeling, but it makes me want to fight more. And I think Cass is gonna like proper hug Slia now.
Slia's gonna scooch them back off the edge of the cliff just a little bit more. So, yeah.
Yep.
Cass is happy to be scooched away.
Yeah. No dimension door hugs.
With the two of you kind of holding each other close, you hear the kind of rumble as Slyan'ssun, who you kind of thought was fully in sleep, but maybe was stirring just a little, turns their head, opens one eye towards you, Cass. And as much as a dragon can, seems to just smile at you. A small smile.
I think Cass would, after like a moment of hugging, be like, we should probably go downstairs. Yes. And as like they walk out, I think Cass is gonna like, now this is quite a move, but I think because he smiled at her, she's gonna do it like reach out and touch one of his wings and just say thank you.
As you do, the wing pulls up and there's a moment where it stretches out fully above you and covers you, Cass. And you can just put both hands on the sort of scales of it. And it's warm. You didn't even realize your hands were that cold.
Yeah. She whispers her thank you and sort of follows Slia out.
Feel a slow breath.
Before we go, Slia did want to tell Sorelleras just one thing.
Okay.
She just wanted to say, I would like to discuss some magic with you later when you've rested, if that's all right.
He just closes his eye. Looks back at you. Okay. You leave the room. When you go outside, you see from the landing that there is a strange sheet-like structure taking up the majority of the lower floor, and you confused at first, and then you hear just a sneeze, and see the signs of the firelight just taking hold, glowing from beneath the sheets.
They crawl in. Well, I can't speak for Slia, but Cass will crawl in,
Sure.
and she's looking for Neff.
Neff?
Hello. Okay.
Struggle to find your mic.
Say again. What did you do? Did you crawl on Neff? I think I misheard you completely.
You see Cass's head pop into the fort, and she's looking for you. So where are you?
I am.
Where are you?
Oh wait, actually, before doing that, I think Cass would have hugged and thanked Slia as well as Sorella. But now we're in the fort.
Of course.
Yeah, both in the fort.
Alright, in the fort. I am making sure that the structural integrity of the pillar fort on the inside is up to Sarazar's standard, or at least as close to that as I can get.
But of course, you can certainly try. Make me just one general intelligence check, please.
General intelligence. That's my favorite general.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to design all of these characters. General strength, general intelligence. I like this concept.
That is 14.
14? That looks pretty structurally sound to you. Or so you think. Collapses. No.
It seems stable.
So where are you
now?
now?
My construction.
In the fort.
I
you see
am.
Neff patting some pillows. I think probably.
Okay. Cass. Actually, to be fair, if Bluey can get in, Cass can probably stand. She probably doesn't have to.
Yeah, you walk upright.
It's a big fort. I think Neff can probably stand as well.
Yeah. Well, Neff is now shorter.
At a towering. How tall am I
I
getting? 4
think
feet?
Cass sort of like walks over to Neff, and I'm assuming if she's tapping the wall, Neff is back. So Cass hugs her from behind, and is just crying and just says, "I'm sorry."
It's okay. You weren't that late. I got more time to strengthen the fort.
Cass laughs slightly, doesn't correct Neff into what she's saying sorry for, and just isn't kind of letting Neff go.
If you're hugging from behind, she'll hold onto your hand because she can't really. I mean, she can't really hug you back like this, so she'll just kind of hold onto you.
When you take your seat at the edge of the fort, just kind of flopping down, see Bluey tending the flame. You see Sarazar playing clappy hands with the mole. It's quite cute.
Adorable.
I
The mole
trained
too.
him to do this. See, Loran could never.
Right, well, we don't need to insult Loran.
He insults each and every one of us on the daily. I am going to take whatever I can get. As his brother, it is my birthright.
You seem like there's some sort of unresolved tension between the two of you.
Oh, no, not at all.
Can I insight check that?
Yes. I answered in character. Yes, he can!
Oh, it's a very good. Neff is not rolling so bad today. Halfling, maybe the tiefling curse is gone. That's gonna be a 24 for me on the insight.
He seems earnest.
Oh, okay.
Daniel, you know how Danielle sometimes looks at each and every one of us as if she is a god amongst cockroaches.
It's an interesting way of describing that, but I think I know what you're referring to. Yes.
Yes. Well, and then sometimes that she says as much.
That too.
Let me do an impression. Like, so beautiful and like,
What?
so amazing.
That's a
and,
really good impression. Have you been Has he been practicing? Can I insight check him again? Can I carry forward my
Sure.
24? I'll read you an insight. I want to see if he's been. Does this seem like a?
Applause.
Oh! It's a 27.
Oh!
It's a 19
He's
on the die.
practicing, definitely. Not that he's ever going to admit it.
Well, that's a really good impression for a first time attempt.
All that to demonstrate. All that to demonstrate. No, we understand each other now.
I hope so.
We do.
Sounded a bit Canadian there. Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so. Neff would be. Neff would be.
Oh, Neff would, totally.
EU, I hope so.
After a moment,
Apologies
you
to
see
Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling. No.
the after a moment, you see the tent, that pillow fort flap, kind of shift a little, and at that point, Ulster and Loran also make their way inside with a selection of coffees and teas. Ulster, any particular brews you're proud of today?
Very herbal, wink wink.
Oh.
Oh my god, is it time?
Oh. Is it time? It's a time!
Is it time?
Box! Oh no!
Oh my god! I think okay, but it depends on if it depends though, because what Brian's made, because I don't need to necessarily double wham us with drugs.
God.
What has Brian made?
I think Brian threw caution to the wind, and he's made a fun mix of very non-legal drinks for you guys.
I'm very intrigued. Is all I have to
Medicinal, he says as he comes in.
Also,
Okay, I think Cass will sort of. I suppose she doesn't know at this point. This is what we know. So I think Cass won't necessarily be. I don't think Cass is necessarily thinking, "Let me bring out the shrooms right this second." But maybe she will be after she's had her drink.
Can I just put forward one thing real quick, just for flavor?
Go for it.
Slya goes over and sits by Bluey and starts changing the flames different colors with thaumaturgy.
Me.
And like creates some dancing lights, just a little bit of fun ambiance.
Okay.
Yes.
Like an e-girl's bedroom, the lights begin to change colour, and you can sit down each with your own.
Love it.
You know, Charlie has those lights. So sometimes when I come home at night, his window is just green, and I think it's really great. Well,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. But anyway, what was I saying? You guys will take a beverage, and Loran holds us up and he says, "Cheers to."
Does Ballista raise up from the pile on the floor? Take a
His
drink.
arm just emerged. You're like, "Oh my god!" Loran says, "Well, this one, yeah. Cheers to destroying the contract. A win, if you'd ask me.
A win.
A win.
When?
I love that cow.
You can't see it, but I can take a sip.
Oh, I have a little left."
I mean, there's nothing in this. I'm not actually sipping that. I'll sip my water now, but this is more of an aesthetic.
All right, Lily, what's in those drinks?
Nobody needs to know.
It's not like you put like actual illegal alcohol in here. You won't get,
For
like,
legal reasons,
raided
I am
by
not
the ASP or
specifying
something.
what is in this drink.
We're in literal
What are the
hell.
effects of the said drinks? You know, just that's
You
all.
can lie on your back and have a happy void moment.
You take a
Okay.
drink, and it's a sort of like medicinal, pungent, but not unpleasant taste. And it's enough to just like slam your senses, and you're just gonna lie back and like, whoa, dazed for a moment. And Cass, it reminds you of something. Reminds you just a little bit of like how those mushrooms might be.
We'll see how long the effects last, because mushrooms last for. Wait, Nah, it's fine. Mushrooms last for 4 hours. How long will these drinks last for?
The speed at which you knew. Yes. These drinks are
It's legal in Amsterdam.
fair.
Ooh.
So, I'd say this drink is only going to last an hour or so, considering it's not quite FOSS standard.
Brian's only just graduated to Druggy Druid.
Also, I think when Slya drinks the tea, like her eyes go like solid white, since her like pupilless irises are just white.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So it just covers up all of the black.
that's cool.
I like
wow.
it. Okay, so everyone, you take your sips, and yep, the room begins to split apart, and Loran just flops back next to Slyan'ssun. Just whacks him on his arm. Slyan'ssun frowns, thumps him on his chest. Whack. Thump. You did good. Yeah, you didn't do too bad yourself. Well, you didn't really do much, but moral support, you know?
Cat. Okay. I don't.
Moral
Can you
support.
explain the cave thing for me? Just a little bit. So.
Loran and Sarza both sit up and look at you curiously.
Actually, fuck it. This is in character. So. Basically, what I'm trying to find is Brian pregnant. You said that someone felt weird. Is it like that someone's like a baby's growing somewhere? What is it? I want to know a little bit.
I love how you assume.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Well,
You know
God
what?
bless.
This is actually very contextual, because right after Slya's wedding with Perinia, that they went. They literally teleported. They drunk teleported to Calcarn, and then asked Neff's older brother how babies are made with a cave.
Yeah,
I
I feel like
Brian
that's
is incapable of having a child, right?
And also, you said at the beginning of the chat that you felt a bit of warmth, and I'm like, wait.
Loran is
where?
appalled.
I think
His
Brian
heart.
tackles Cass if she says that. Just like, what?
I don't know.
He just shoves his hand in her face, like, what are you even assuming?
Sarza says, wait, Loran, stop casting that spell. It's not going to do any good. And Loran is just like, no. Wait. Cass. No.
I mean, this is a magical D&D world that we've created, so that could.
I cannot have children, Cass. I don't know what you're assuming about me.
Some certainly. Some men, some women.
You've seen me naked, Cass. You know so much about me.
One of them.
No, I know. It's not that Cass actually. That's why I'm confused. Because I was like, is
Let
that
me
how this is
explain.
working? Because
You
this
know
is
the
this
intimate
is
details of
our
my life,
world
Cass.
where like it is completely LGBTQ friendly.
I would have told you this, Cass.
I understand.
The magic is.
Sarza says,
This is all a
I
possibility.
understand. Sarza says, well, when someone really wants a baby, and maybe when two people love each other very, very, I'm joking. Okay, basically, I know, I get it. I know you know. Okay, cave. It's more of a metaphor now because we have society and no longer a need for just a cave. secure location. A secure location which is private to the person or people who want to have a child. And sometimes these locations are linked to a deity. Sometimes you can choose a deity, or sometimes a deity is just in that moment there for you or at your side, a power beyond our understanding. And if everything aligns, then yes, you can have a child. But the location is protected by a magic which is sacred and impenetrable for the time that the child grows. And then the door is opened.
But the cave was here. Cass is now terrified. Like, what?
Loran says, no. The cave is anywhere I want it to be because I'm very magical and powerful.
Cass breathes a sigh of relief, like Cass is like, I'm not coming back here. I mean, I will to get the child, but like, really, do we have to come back here? Like, instant, like,
wait.
Steve. Like,
Loran says, wait, Cass, do one thing for me. Are you ready? Okay. Just stand very still and do not react. Instead, just hear her one more time.
I think also just gets really close to Cass's ear, like you did with Jeff. He's like, Are you assuming that I am always a bottom Cass? Because I am incredibly offended right now. And then he pulls her hair and gets off her.
Cass just turns and hugs her. Hugs him.
You're not making the case better for yourself.
Give a squeeze.
I misgendered Brian for about 3 years. But yeah, Cass turns to Brian and just hugs him. He's like, look, I'm high and in emotional distress. Cut me some slack.
The answer is no, but anyway.
I've never had a proper sex education. Okay.
That is really concerning, considering the amount of sex you have.
Also, you can just Slya has rolled over and is just scribbling furiously notes in like a notebook and like diagrams.
Yeah, Cass is gonna like speak to Slya after this, but she's definitely not gonna speak to Neff because she's like, no. From now.
Also by diagrams, I mean like the Rubik circles and.
Wait, what do you mean? The store doesn't bring the baby?
Started drinking in taverns. It like my education is slightly like lacking.
Understood. Bluey or Neff, do either of you have a copy of Daniel's manuscript? Could be informative.
Everything I had burnt in the fire.
I mean, it's more specifically about like. I'm good at sex. I just don't know about babies.
Oh, wow. Hey.
And I don't know if
very confident of you.
Has babies
Well, you
in
need to love the person to have a baby, so...
It's true. Oh, no, this is not an accidental thing at all. And Sarah says that's correct. It's something that can only happen if the circumstances are correct. There needs to be a true love there.
Cass is like... I like the idea of Cass making notes, but she's so high that it's just like squiggles.
She just draws a big heart.
Turn around and it's just a picture of pregnant Ulster.
This is the epic thing nobody wanted.
Like I remember, like at the beginning of these sessions, that, like from the very first time we played in season 1, and you being like, "This is a world where like it's like LGBTQ just doesn't. It's all chill." And it like there's nothing. And so when this happened, I was just like, this seems strange, but then anything goes in this world. So I'm
the cave babies.
I've got it. I understand.
Yeah.
Cass and Georgia understands, and it's not relieved that
I
Brian is
very extensive questions asked,
but also slightly relieved that Brian isn't pregnant, because also Cass was like, now I'm gonna have to protect fucking Brian from like pregnant Brian.
Brian, who's been drinking and taking drugs since he was apparently pregnant. I'm doing air quotes. I got thrown across a room.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Slya just slides the notes over to Cass.
Cass tries to read them, but the words just sort of like dance up from the page and start forming pretty pictures. So you watch Cass just like look at the notes, and then suddenly she's like, "Wow," and looks up.
And then there's more dancing lights on the ceiling.
Yeah. Loran says the words aren't over there; they're over here, and points to the fireplace.
Cass just like looks at the fireplace like pretty, and like pockets the notes for later. So
For later.
Later.
Oh my god.
Basically,
you know what, guys?
The reason this all started was because when Cass was first drank the drink, she wanted to go and hug Brian, but she was like, "Am I specifically hugging Brian's belly?"
No!
How
I
much
think
more
Brian is
cursed?
so upset. He's crawled away from Cass and he's hiding behind Loran now. He is so upset.
I can't believe you've done this. You can't believe you've done
Right
this.
on my order.
Cass has followed Brian and is hugging him.
Brian, they're like crawling in circles. I think Cass has caught his legs and he's like, no!
No!
Let me hug you. I'm sorry that I didn't know how babies worked.
Okay,
I think
specifically.
that's a really nice image to wrap up. To wrap up on. I know we've all had a pretty long
Beautiful.
one today. And it's just a very neat little bit of chaos to end the session. So,
I just think it's
unless
neat.
there's anything else you really quickly want to accomplish?
I mean, the mushrooms or no?
Hey, you think this party won't be the opener for next game? What I'm doing is I'm giving you guys more time to think about what you want to do in this time. You know,
I think
Make
if we're doing
more
mushrooms,
chaos.
we need to like come in and like not we take the mushrooms. We need to know if we take the mushrooms.
for sure.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget. Oh, you know what I think? I think Loran mentions the last word is, well, enjoy this time while we're here. But I think if no one's opposed to it, we should take a quick break from the fire plane and
Spa.
spa.
Please, I don't want to be here anymore.
I'm not the sword kind of spa, Sarah, so don't get too excited.
Slya raises her hand like in a classroom.
Yes. Hi.
Loran, can I bring my wife to spa?
Yeah. Any more plus ones? I'll pull some strings.
Well,
Can
can I?
Ballista come?
Lisa says, I have a lot of...
Freya, would you like to meet my wife?
If this becomes an orgy, I'm uninviting
Oh
myself.
my god.
No,
What? Slya, just sudden shade of violet.
Did Brian actually say that?
What
Yeah.
kind of spas have you been attending?
Well,
Yeah.
You
Brian,
and Loran.
Loran just kind of looks at Allstar and is just like,
I mean,
I mean,
man,
man,
I've talked to Lila.
Wait, what?
I've lived vicariously through. He looks at Loran.
I have
What?
magic.
What happened when Brian, when you were in the spa? What? You?
Loran
All
looks
of the-
very seriously, Leah, and he just says, I have a secret to tell you. I have magics.
Slya just kind of gets just a little bit closer, not like invading personal space close, but like, yes, tell me all about those magics.
Hey, I didn't like that. You're flirting with Loran again. Also starts pulling Loran away.
Oh my god, that's such a throwback!
Bad
No.
Slya. He weakly kicks
Like-
out at Slya.
All of like the lights in the pillow fort go like the same shade of like violet as her face.
Ah!
Ashamed.
I love that.
No shame.
Never flirt with Loran. First rule.
I don't.
First rule of
I don't.
First rule.
No.
of welcome.
No. No,
That's what
no. No flirting, just magic. Please let me learn
You can
things.
have your own private orgy, just don't involve me or
Brian,
him
I
by
think what
default.
Slee is saying is that she wasn't. She's saying no to that question because Brian
Which
doesn't
one
seem to be
specifically?
like
Do you want to bring Icy, Bluey?
the flirting. I mean, as long as
I
it's
assume this is where it
not
was
for
going.
the contest that Brian might be implying, then yes, that would be actually very lovely.
Ballista says, how long is this trip? Because I have very little time. I have more children to save and whatnot.
Loran, how long do orgies take?
Oh my
Brian.
god.
No, that's ridiculous. I obviously know how long those take. I'm asking more about star trips. I've never been on a star trip. My village was very
Heard
liberal.
it's not.
We all...
Wait. Oh god.
We had marvelous orgies before it was burnt in the fire. The backstory in one sentence. Oh my god, remember when we almost finished the session?
Yeah.
Those were good times. I like thinking back on those memories.
We were this close to not having a conversation about orgies.
The orgy counter is
Okay,
0.
let's just leave this
0
chat
days.
for when we're not high because this is getting weird.
And I
Yeah.
might fight Slayer if we go on.
Then I won't.
Please don't fight me. Loran is nice. He's your
Brian hisses
person.
when you say Loran is nice. He's
Look,
not his
like-
claws. He's like, no.
I have my person and I don't have no.
Yes,
Th-
the
no,
answer
thank
is no.
you.
Go
Yeah.
sit in the corner. Think about what you've done.
Ballista's like, oh, you all have
No.
She starts buttoning her shirt back up again.
Say again, sorry.
Slia looks over at Ballista. Are you why I am in trouble right now?
It's just really rude.
I'm just
very
gonna.
confused.
I'm just gonna. Can I just pull Slia out of frame to save Slia from any further?
As Slia pull out of frame.
No, in Avatar, there's like the clip at the beach episode when
Oh my god, yes.
soccer by the hand through the sand. I've just got an image of pulling Slia, just like get out of this.
I will rescue you now before this spirals any further.
Yes, Slia's just making like I don't know, like just the like her soul is leaving her body sound.
I'm gonna attempt to trap the soul back within Slia if I can. Use my hands to just.
You'll see it like.
Don't leave just yet. We still have more worldly adventures to go on.
Next time.
Just not with Loran.
Actually, Lorette, speaking of pulling strings, could you also invite my wife as well? I haven't seen her since I got shorter.
I can certainly try and send a
This
message.
is going to be a romantic spot.
It's like everyone's just gonna like sort of like disappear. We're gonna start like, oh, this is all so nice and we're all together, and then everyone's just gonna vanish.
It's like a quintuple date.
You're all bringing dates.
So Emma has to date each and
Well, it's
The real
5 PCs and 8 Emmas.
one of these things is going to be easier than the others.
I can imagine.
Wasn't this always the goal though with marrying each and every one of us?
But that was before I was dating one of you. Oh no.
Now you have to guess who it is.
Uh-huh.
One of these is not like the other.
Good stuff.
Insight check each relationship, which one hits hardest. Bluey.
Bluey.
The
That's
chemistry,
a good
it's
bloody
unreal.
roll. Look at that.
Wow.
Definitely
Oh, is that
Slya
a lot?
and Loran.
Fair. So,
So of course it's the bi dice. Like.
with all that
The bice.
in mind, with all of that in mind, good. And Loran is
don't know
like,
what
I will
happened to me.
message your
This was such a
girlfriend.
serious session.
Girls
We had
friends.
so many deep emotional chats. And now
You will
Girlfriend,
message all of your women.
I will
I
do
can
this.
message
Are
Okay.
you sure about that?
But not today.
Slya just leaning sideways.
And with
Is it-
that,
Slya just scooting out of the fort.
Brian
I
just
love-
waves claws at her.
you know what I love? I love that you guys started on a positive,
Did we?
did some magic shit,
We did, I guess.
drama,
Hmm.
and now you're in chaos party mode. So what we've actually done, you see, is we've gone through the complete arc of every thing we do in this game. If I wanted to show
It's the
people
5 stages
a
of grief.
session, if I wanted to show people a session which truly encapsulated who we are, this is the one I would pick, I think.
Well,
And
one
with
interesting.
that in mind, I'm going to force this session to come to an end. It's over. Next week,
Yay!
we will be back at this.
Yay.
No, wait,
It's on Monday, I think.
Monday.
Yeah.
We'll be back on Monday. Not
Oh,
at this
wait.
time, but around this time.
The 14th.
Yeah, 14th at
Okay.
5:15 Japan time, kicking off properly at around 5:30, 5:45-ish for recap. And 7:15 Oz time,
The 14th.
8:15,
Okay.
9 a.m. something early in the
I
morning.
need to let work know.
Okay.
Like, I have an important meeting. That's what I.
I mean, that's currently my live for Sundays. Not that I've been working recently, but yes.
Alrighty, man. Well, thank you all for playing, and I will see you stream next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Lots of love. Thanks for watching.
Bye.